Yo, 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 we got live reactions, Flyers, Capitals. Check them out on ESPN. Come talk about it with us. You know what we like to do. Let's go.
Let's go! This ain't the fuck like he forces this game, he stinks!
Oh shit!
It's gone!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new edition of the Hockey Happy Hour right here live on A2DRadio.com. I am Matt Sinsuti along with the Darkwing Brian Daly.
What up? I'm back, and the Phillies are looking like it's going to be another eventful game like last night. Hopefully they pull out the dubs. Let's go.
And the broken one himself, Rob Povia.
He was quoted as saying, "Bachomp, bachewy chomp, bachewy chomp."
Bachewy chomp, bachewy chewy chomp.
That didn't crack, bro. Oh my goodness.
I love it. I got the reference.
And tonight here on the Hockey Happy Hour, we are counting down the days to the Stanley Cup playoffs because let's be honest here, with the way the Flyers have been playing this year, it's the only thing to look forward to. But we are also doing live reactions tonight for the Flyers and the Capitals. And we are brought to you by, like always, Manscaped. You can get 20% off and free shipping with the A2D code at manscaped.com. And you can throw away your old hygiene habits because, let's be honest, sometimes we don't always take our hygiene all that seriously. Not always. However, though, every once in a while you have to take a look in the mirror and say, you know what? I need to clean up. And Manscaped is the way to do it. Plus, also, you upgrade your life. You get that confidence going in you. And that's important with almost everything. Not just with the ladies, but with work, with the family stuff, with everything. Confidence is the key, gentlemen. And also, for the month of April as well, it is Testicular Cancer Awareness Month, and Manscaped has partnered with the Testicular Cancer Society to bring awareness to testicular cancer and men's health and early cancer detection. And they're just going to keep on raising that awareness up for men aged 15 and 35 and help give them support, as well as support for the fighters, survivors, and families impacted by testicular cancer as part of their We Save the Balls initiative. And so you can get in on all of that with the A2D code and the free shipping and handling. So not only unlock your confidence, but support a good cause on top of it. All right, gentlemen. Yes, big time win-win. All right, and we jump into our poll question. And the poll question tonight brought to you by BetUS, which is one of the best sporting books you could find out there at the end of the day. Because you know what? Every once in a while, you want to try and maybe throw a little money around. You got a little extra cash, and you feel like maybe I can double this, or maybe I can get a little extra there. So go to BetUS. It's the leading online sportsbook that has been in the market for over 25 years, and you can bet anywhere in the U.S. on everything. All you got to do is use that link that you see down at the bottom of your screen for a 125% sign-up bonus. And now, go make yourself some money. No matter what you're betting on. I mean, hell, playoffs are coming up for hockey and for basketball. Big opportunities. Make some cash. All right, and here is the poll question. The Capitals will move on from Peter Laviolette soon. Agree or disagree? Gentlemen, whoever wants to go first, let the chaos begin. The floor is yours.
I got in your head pre-show. I love it. I love it. That means it's going to be a great show tonight. I'll go real first. I'll be short. I mean, you look at Lobby's career in Washington, 2 seasons. It's only been 2 seasons. record is 76, 37, and 15. That's pretty good. I mean, he tinkers too much with the lines. You know that full well here in Philadelphia, but overall, he's done quite well with the Caps in a very tough division. You know, if you look at just the standings alone, you know, you can't really judge by that because yeah, upstart Carolina Hurricanes, Rangers, Penguins trying to get last licks. A lot of competition there. I don't see Lobby going anywhere anytime soon. So I guess the Capitals will move on from Peter Laviolette soon. I'll disagree.
I'm going to disagree too. I'm with you there, Robbie. I mean, yeah, he does tinker with the lines a little too much, but this dude, he knows how to run offenses. He knows how to run teams. He knows how to get the best out of his players. We thought the window was closing for this Washington Capitals team, and he's pretty much holding this window open for them. They're still competing. Yes, they're sitting in the second wild card spot right now, but they're still figuring out ways to win hockey games, winning 3 of their last, 3 that I know of off the top of my head, against 3 of the best teams in the league. So, you know, he's still getting the best out of these players. You know, Backstrom's still having, you know, a Backstrom type of year, and Ovi is not showing any signs of slowing down. John Carlson's still playing phenomenal on the defensive side. So, yeah, no, I don't see them moving on right now because they're still competing. They're still contending. Is the reason they're in the position they're in now because of the competition in the Metro? Oh, absolutely. The competition in the Atlantic Division? Yeah, absolutely. If they miss the playoffs, it's not because they didn't play well enough. It's because these teams around them are getting better too. So, you know, it's you know, everybody around them is getting better too. So, to me, if they miss the playoffs, it's not because of Laviolette or anything like that. So, I disagree with the poll as well.
All right. Well, obviously, the fam can throw out their opinions as they have never been afraid to do so. So feel free to do that. And we got Rob chiming in. What should I look for in this game? See as the team stinks, and Pove pretty much summed it up pretty well. You know, young guys performing and, you know, just getting all around good team chemistry going. I would look to see, you know, how Owen Tippett does tonight, you know, see his progression from game to game. Bobby Brink is playing, so I would take a look at him, you know. So there's a lot of interesting young pups that you could take a look at and see how they perform in this particular game. And maybe even take a look at Hayes and Atkinson, since they seem to be the 2 guys who are trying to step up and put in their candidacy for the C, you know, to eventually possibly get it on the jersey.
Speaking of, congratulations to Ronnie Attard for picking up his first career goal the other night. Good for him.
Absolutely. Hard work pays off, and he is a hard worker on the ice. And we've also got Moira chiming in. Fellas, what's up, Moira?
What up, Mo?
And Frank's saying, what's Gucci, yo? This is to inform you that Joe Thornton is a glizzy goblin. He really does not like that man. By the way, Moira does have something to say about the Manscaped sponsorship. What does that say there, Bri?
Clean up that junk funk.
Absolutely. No lady likes that. So get that shit taken care of. All right. And we got Ryan Swoop chiming in saying YouTube sucks. Oh, well, it happens.
He's having issues. He became a ATG member. He's having issues now. So,
yeah. He's saying he might have to cancel and then re-sign up again. Which, by the way, if you have to sign up again, or if you want to sign up for the first time, just want to throw that out there so everybody can see. If you become an A2D member, it's only $9.99 a month, and you can get appearances on shows, members-only streams, shout-outs, and weekly sports picks from the Money Pot Podcast and Willie Vegas. And if you use the advice from Money Pot and Willie, you know what you could do? You go to BetUS, throw some money around, get a little extra cash. You know, we got another sponsor, Fan Up, you know. You use that, and next thing you know, you're getting paid to be a member. Just saying. Might not be a bad idea.
yourself some real motherfucking money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I tagged the boys too. They'll take care of you there, Swoopy, and you know, definitely go get the perks of the membership. It usually is pretty seamless, but Ryan, they'll be able to take care of you, bud.
Yeah, and then he goes on to say the Flyers' two best all-around games energy-wise and all-out have been versus the Washington Caps this year, obviously going back to earlier on in the season. But, hey, maybe we'll
They
see
do match
another
up
great...
well.
Yeah, yeah. We might see that tonight. All right,
Nice to
saying,
see Nasty Nate back.
yeah, Nasty Nate is back. And then, of course, he goes on to say Bobby Brink debut with a ton of exclamation points at the end.
Big chance there for it was looked like Morgan Frost just missed the glove side of the net.
Oh, yeah. And Dylan saying, "What's going on, guys? Hope all is well. Hope everything's good with you, Dylan, over there in Flameland."
My man.
And let's see here. Got Chuck's chiming in saying, "Yo, gentlemen, what's up, Chucks? How's it going,
my
brother?"
Guy.
And we got Rosca saying Claude Giroux and Joe Thornton will win this year's Stanley Cup championship with the Florida Panthers. Well, I can't say that I wouldn't mind seeing that, considering the fact that, you know, Claude Giroux and Joe Thornton both were parts of teams that I liked. So,
well, Rosca, it's interesting you say that. Later on in the show, we'll be talking about our 5 favorites for the Cup. Tease. Hashtag
we
it.
will be. We will be. So, keep that.
Tease you.
Keep it tuned here. That'll be in the second intermission when we go through our 5 favorites. And Swoop's asking what number Brink's wearing.
I'll be able to look that up for you guys.
Okay, cool. So Rob's going to take a look, and we'll let you know in just a moment. And he also says, I'm watching the
I
Phils.
kind of wanted to go over the lines anyway, so this will be a perfect time to do so. Go on, Maddie. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. He was just saying I'm watching the Phils too, and he's going to switch back and forth. But anyway, go ahead, Rob.
As we all are. Yeah, as we all will be. He's wearing number 46 to go alongside Morgan Frost 48 and JBR on that third line.
Okay, then. So keep tags on Bobby. Hopefully he has himself quite a debut here for the Flyers. Be nice to see.
He's on the ice now.
Yeah, just to get inked and to be out here with the Flyers and getting that experience, it's going to be great. It's the proper way to use this time. A time that you'll see Hayes centering the top line with Farabee and Atkinson. Scott Lawton centering the second line with TK and Tippett. Already told you the third line, fourth line, Nasty Nate with Cates and Brown. Defense pairings, Provorov, York, Sanheim, Risto, Connaughton, and Attard.
That third line's already starting, or that fourth line is starting to produce some chances too early on. They had Patrick Brown had a great opportunity. Just couldn't get enough lift on the puck. Otherwise, we're probably looking at a 1-0 game here.
All right, gentlemen. So to finish up with the poll question, which is the wrong one. There we go. All right. So the poll question, the reason why I picked this one, simple reasoning why is because, you know, as we continue to go forth into the future, we know Washington's still going to be a competitive team next year, maybe even the year after that. But I'm wondering how long can they keep this up? When they did hire Lavi, they propped back open their window because we saw it really starting to close. And under Bruce Cassidy, I believe they didn't do so well. They got swept. Well, actually, they almost got swept by the Islanders. In the bubble, they did win one game that was single-handedly by Ovechkin. And then the year prior to that, they lost 7 to the Carolina Hurricanes. So, and to be fair, they haven't really had the best result last year. They got eliminated in the first round by Boston after winning the first game in overtime. So my wondering is how much longer do you see Washington staying competitive, or do you think that they try to keep this going for as long as Ovechkin's here, or do you think they try at some point to wane it down?
I think at some point they try to wane it down a little bit. I mean, they're getting older. They do have some young talent starting to come up onto the roster, but you know, guys like Backstrom and Ovechkin, they're not going to be able to keep this up forever. John Carlson's not going to be able to keep this up for forever. Anthony Mathis still relatively young, so you could use him as a building piece on the back end. But you know, for the most part, I think Laviolette's the type of guy you want to have as Ovi just scores there.
Yep. On the rebound.
Good for him. That's another one closer to Gretzky.
His first debate goals tonight. Is that what we talked about pre-show as well?
Something like
Yes, yeah, something around that range.
But Lavi's a disciplined guy. Lavi is a guy like I was saying, when we first opened up the show. He's a guy that knows how to get the best out of his offensive players, and I think some of these young guys. Oh, that was just a good bounce. That was a good bounce his way. It's perfect for the young guys because then he instills some of these good habits, and you're playing with some of the best players in the world on this Washington team. So.
Right.
I think they're going to hold on to him for at least 2 more years. That's just my prediction.
Yeah, all right. And this is Ovechkin's 4th straight game with a goal, so he's on a 4-game goal streak. Probably not the longest he's ever had. Definitely not.
With Lavi too. I mean, should you have to go the rebuild? Once Father Time has finally swooped in. Excuse the pun, Ryan. I think Lavi's a good guy that you could keep on as a coach to build a team, and he works well with the young player. You know what I mean? I like I said, I think that's just when he was hired in Washington, I thought it was a good match. Unfortunately, for our own personal disdain, just calling it and biasedly there. So I don't know. I mean, I think ultimately the Caps will. They'll make every push to stay in contention if they got to add a piece there all the way till the very end before that rebuild should have to occur.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like I said, they have some of the young pieces in place. I mean, they have a solid young goaltender. Is he franchise guy? Time will tell. But he's been good enough to keep this team in contention. And like I said, there's some young pieces here that Washington has in place, and they just. Even still, they just keep that door rotating, even with, wow, he just hit the post. They just keep the door rotating. So, they have the allure to keep pulling in some of these free agents. So I think they're still going to compete for a while here. I don't think their window closes anytime soon.
Yeah, all right then. And we got Pete chiming in. Yo, fam. What's up, Pete? And he says agree to the poll. And Swoop also said I disagree to the poll. And then he goes on to say I want Oshie to win. Big fan of his.
Yeah, I like Oshie.
Stemming from Team USA, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back in the day with all
the
the
same
shootouts.
thing.
Yeah, and everybody was all up his butt, and I'm like, he scored a shootout goal in a preliminary game. Like, he didn't just win them the gold medal. Like, let's relax a little bit.
Right.
Let's relax a little bit.
That was the highlight of that Olympics for Team USA because they pretty much got eliminated very promptly as we got into the medal portion of that.
It absolutely was.
And I believe it was Sergei Bobrovsky he scored on too, who was in.
I think so because it was against Russia.
Team. Yeah. Oh boy! So it would be very fitting if Washington was to have to meet Florida in the playoffs, and it was a penalty shot between Oshie and Bobrovsky. You'd be like, well, you couldn't have scripted that any better.
But yeah, you could take that old Soviet team and put it against that Team Canada of that year, and they're not beating that Team Canada. That team was stacked.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yes, it was. All right. Commercial. Flip it over. Oh, why is it 2.5 men?
A comedy that never seems to die. You talk about a series that no matter what happened to it, it never died. It was just like, well, we lost Charlie Sheen. Oh, I'll just bring in Ashton Kutcher. And then, 20 more seasons later.
Just like Charlie Sheen's herpes, it never dies.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
The old saying, the gift that keeps on giving. And it's not the herpes, it's Charlie Sheen. I'm waiting for him to do another Hot Shots film. Let's see what happens in that one.
I don't even know. I'm not touching that one. For those not watching, it is the top of the second for the Phillies too, in a 0-0 game. So it looks like Wheeler got out of that first inning jam, and looks like the offense is off to another slow start.
Oh well, at least they're not losing, so that's a good thing.
True.
Meanwhile,
That's
though,
got some elite arms going in this series too. I think you're going to see, some both offenses stymied at times, and then both of them break through at times. Good two competitive teams here. This is going to be exciting to say. This whole division is going to be nice.
Oh, I can't wait. This division is going to be one of the better divisions in baseball. I'm looking forward to the matchup tomorrow with Nola and Scherzer.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good matchup. I like that. I think that's going to be a low-scoring pitchers duel tomorrow. I want to see him get out of this inning under 40 pitches. He's at 36 now with 2 outs.
Meanwhile, the score update for everybody, in case you missed it a few moments ago, the Capitals did get the first goal in this game. Not that it really matters in the grand scheme of things, but it is 1-0 Washington at about 11:47 to go in the first period.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Rest in peace, Gilbert Godfrey.
Yes, I just saw that he passed away.
I forgot about that.
That's a shame. 67, I believe he was.
He was. They said that it was a long time illness, so I wonder if he was battling cancer or something. My brother-in-law who does stand-up comedy works for a company up there. Actually did a show with Gilbert Gottfried before, and he said it was good. So he was a good time. He was interesting. Why is it still 2.5 Men? I don't like this show. I don't want to watch it.
And Swoop did say KKKKK Wheeler. So
5Ks already for him.
Yeah. And I do know what those mean in baseball. Those do mean strikeouts. So, okay, you don't have to worry about that. Well, I know I don't know much, but I do know that.
That's fine. Flyers spent a little bit of time in their own zone early on here, about midway through the first. A couple good scoring chances early, but unable to really sustain any pressure. A couple bad turnovers here, and like I said, they got a lucky bounce. Ovechkin got a lucky bounce off a Hart into the net. So,
yeah. Bryce saying, "Yo, what's up, Bryce?
What's up, Bryce?"
And Flyers did have an entry there. They tried to make a pass happen, but it was blocked off. And Washington right now, as from what we're seeing tonight from the Flyers, what I would look for, one thing I would look for in Washington, not to say that I think they're going to take it easy. I don't think they are, because they're still in a wild card spot. They're not in top of the division. I would expect them, though, not to be I don't expect them to be as nasty unless the Flyers want to make it nasty. These are two rivals, but I don't think Washington wants to risk any injuries of any kind. So I don't expect it to be too physical tonight, unless the Flyers make it physical, but the Flyers are not known for making it physical at this point in their existence. So that's something that we would hope to see them change going down the line, because, get a little rough and gruff a little bit here. But
we're getting to the point here where I think you're going to see a few teams kind of tone it back a little bit. But I think the Capitals right now are a team that they need to ramp it up. They need to get some points here, get some wins, and get back into the division run. Do I think that them landing a wild card spot isn't really going to affect them? No, probably not. But obviously, you want to put yourself in a better position and climb there. So, I think they're just going to keep. They're going to keep ramping it up, and as this game goes on, I think they're just going to get more and more physical.
Yeah, Jake saying, "What up, boys?" Going to agree with the poll. What's up, Jake? Troy, what's up, dude? Saying, Troy, "Yo, what's up? What's up, Troy?" Know that you got the Phils going on right now. Hopefully things go well for them.
Come on, Reese.
Hogwash.
I don't know who this pitcher is for the Mets, but that was a nasty breaking ball.
Yeah,
think
it's
just
Tyler
bottomed
McGill.
out.
He came out of nowhere. I think he was drafted like the 4th or 5th round, but and hadn't pitched over Double-A coming into last season. But due to injuries, he got thrown in the fire through the 50, 60 more innings than he ever had in any year so far. And I don't know. He picked up some tendencies from DeGrom. He definitely has that similar smooth delivery. He's good at hitting the corners, got a good breaking ball, like you had pointed out.
That breaking ball just bottomed out at the last second too. Like I thought he threw a little bit of a hanger.
Right.
It just dropped. He blew Reese away with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. So
yeah, I mean, as much as you were pointing out the Scherzer Nola matchup, which is definitely must see TV, this is a good matchup as well tonight.
Oh yeah, I mean,
a guy you're talking about a Phillies pitcher, but pitch for both of these teams for that matter, but a guy that many say should have won the Cy Young last year, and I'm one of them.
No, and I agree. I thought he got robbed, but the only if he had gotten some spring training starts, I would be 100% behind that. But this is a guy who didn't see any starts in spring training. He's on a pitch count, like most of the other pitchers are this year because of the shortened spring training, because of the lockout. But if he can not labor like he did in that first inning there, he could easily get to 5, but after last night's game, I don't necessarily know how early you want to dip into the bullpen.
Fortunately, it's a way of life right now. That's what I was gonna say. Like this is sort of like a tease to what you'll see later on in the season, because in a sense, a lot of these pitchers are still in spring training mode.
Yep.
And
that's a double. Oh, that hung up a little more than I thought.
Can of corn for Connor.
Pretty much.
Meanwhile, on the game, the other game, Capitals still got the puck. They just won a face-off, and they've got it hemmed into the Flyer zone, and they get a goal. TJ Oshie got a wide-open spot on the side of Carter Hart, and he put it into the wide-open net. So,
there you go,
2-0 Capitals.
That's a breakdown.
Yeah, it was a defensive breakdown. Capitals forced an open spot, and Carter Hart couldn't get over in time, which, I mean, he's not going to because Capitals passed it real well. And
that was an absolute breakdown. You had 2 guys behind the goal line. You had 1 guy just above the goal line, and you had 4 guys on one side of the ice.
Right.
It was
you got to keep your head on a swivel with Oshie on the ice because he knows where to go to score goals.
Yeah,
right.
It's only his 9th goal though this season, but then again, I do believe he had some injury issues, and that definitely helped him. But
I think he missed some time.
All the same, though, if for the Caps, it's good to have him going because if he's feeling it going into the playoffs, that's real good news for them as they get ready for the first round.
Troy, Zach Wheeler, or are we talking Zach Eflin here? Because Eflin pitched pretty well, not well enough with JVR in a breakaway, and he scored.
Yep. Oh, we go.
JVR going 5-hole on Samsonov on a breakaway.
Nice
response.
Nice response. And it was going to be a penalty. It might have been a penalty. It would have been just a penalty, not a penalty shot, but it doesn't matter. It's clean, slate wiped clean. James Van Riemsdyk gets that goal, so that negates the penalty. So there we go, 2-1.
Little control issues early on, Troy. He labored a lot in that first inning there. Got out of trouble with the bases loaded. That second inning looked better. He didn't seem to labor as much. Would like to see him not labor so much in the third. I want to try. I hope he can at least get to the 5th inning there. That way, you're not dipping too much into the bullpen tonight, going into an afternoon game tomorrow.
And for JVR, it was his 19th goal of the season. He has the 2nd most on the team, which is great news for us because we're probably going to want to trade his ass next year. So.
Raise that value, baby. Raise that value. Beautiful. Be a 20-goal scorer. Who won't take a 20-goal scorer on the last year of his contract? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
the guy who likes
Swoops.
to just chill at the front of the net too.
Yeah.
Good
And
for
then
JVR though.
Yeah, absolutely good for JVR.
And Swoop saying Mark Stone about to be returning, which is huge for the Golden Knights because they absolutely need him.
Even with Mark Stone, they've been suffering a little bit. I mean, that power play has just been absolutely atrocious this year.
Has been. It's been a rough one for for the Golden Knights, who may possibly miss the playoffs for the very first time in franchise history.
We're on the outside looking in right now.
Yeah.
I love this kid's effort. Like, that's a ground ball to the pitcher, and he's booking it down the line. Bryson Scott's going to be freaking Chase Utley 2.0. Let's go.
That's not exactly the most pleasant thing Rob's ever heard.
This after I was giving the player love earlier in the show. That's like a dagger.
That's the last
Whatever. I'm the weirdo. So I'm the weirdo. So preach on. Bro.
Oh my Lord. The Capitals just made it 3-1. Really great maneuvering and stick handling there with a backhander right through Carter Hart's 5-hole. And who was the one who got that? Number 42 on the Capitals. Who decided to
that's
show?
a young kid. That's one of their younger players.
I'm trying to see the name. Is that Ferrari? Is that how you say that? Or
Yeah, I saw the last name, but I wasn't trying it.
I'm trying to get a better look at it because I don't think I saw the name.
Ferrari.
Ferrari. Okay, there we go. That's what it is. All right, so Ferrari. It's 8th goal
That sounds
this
like
season.
something you get at a yogurt shop.
Ferrari. Yeah.
Can I get that with sprinkles?
He's the So Ferrari is the parfait of the NHL.
That's awesome. Oh, the Ducks are playing right now.
I'm surprised you haven't come in strong, man. Coming off the beatdown, that was.
I was going to be nice to you guys because you guys had the 2-0 lead and just absolutely blew it. So
wouldn't be the first time. Wouldn't be the first time.
Z put up 2 on you guys, so I was happy with that. I think Troy Terry got number 32 against you.
The biggest surprise for me in that game was that Provorov scored a goal. That's what surprised me the entire night.
Right? What a season for Troy Terry, though.
He picked up 33 right now, so yeah, I'm thrilled with this season he's had, and I was showing that it's clearly the player that he thought he was in the draft. Huge breakout year for him. I'm excited to see him moving forward.
Penalty coming up on the Flyers, and I believe it's a hook that'll be called on them. So the Caps will get the first power play of tonight's game. Shots are 6-6, and it's 3-1 Capitals after a really great stick play and really nice maneuvering and deking. Oh, Carter broke his... Oh, no, he's got a skate lace in his skate blade.
It's his toe tie for his pads.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Hey, look, Miss Eileen. Eileen's in the chat.
Hey, Eileen, saying good evening. What's going on, Eileen? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we always miss you, Eileen. And
Bryson Stott, right? That's who I'm referring to. Bryson Stott.
Roska giving us a scoring update, 1-0 for the Ducks over the Panthers right now. And Swoop saying, whose effort? And I'm not sure what he means by that.
Freaking ground ball to the pitcher. This kid's busting it down the line.
Yeah.
And then Troy saying, I've been high on Stott for a few years now, and I remember last year Tom wanted to trade Stott for Kimbrel, and I was like, hell no.
Yeah, I like Craig Kimbrel, and at that time we needed a closer. I did not want to bring Kimbrel in for giving up one of our top prospects when we don't have much of a farm to begin with.
So the Caps on the power play right now, they are the third in the NHL on their power play for conversion. So Which, you should have a good power play going if you're one of the top teams in the league and you're getting ready to go into the playoffs. So, let's
York
see.
just took it looks like he deflected Ovechkin's shot off of him. He does not look like he's okay.
Which is not good to see because York, the young player, hopefully it's just a bruise and nothing serious.
It might just be a stinger.
Yeah, hopefully that's just what it is. And let's see
It's such
here.
a heavy shot.
Eileen missed the poll question. Here's the poll question for you, Eileen. And it is, the Capitals will move on from Peter Laviolette soon. Agree or disagree? And so 59 seconds left on the Washington power play. And, ref checking in on Carter Hart's skate to make sure that everything's okay with it.
Actually, can I change my answer to the poll to agree? Because the Capitals should move on. The Capitals should move on from Lobby so he could come back to us. Yes, come back. Yes.
Like should have let him go in the first place. Jeez.
No, they shouldn't have. That was a knee-jerk reaction off of a preseason. Not even regular season, preseason.
3 regular seasons in. Yeah, we're gonna move on from him.
Yeah.
What? 0-3. Stop it.
That was a mistake. And then they brought Berube in, and while they played hard that one year, got into the playoffs, they were a first round out. And then the next year,
I said after that was kind of bullshit about Berube because he went ahead and won a cup with the St. Louis Blues his first year.
Everything
I said about him does not matter.
It was the team. Now that everything's really come out, it was the team. It had to have been the team on that because Berube made it work in St. Louis. It's like, yeah, it was the team. The team didn't want to do it. It was just as simple as that. And let's see here.
Funny how some of those guys went up to be the best coaches.
Yeah, true, right? How are the Flyers winning today? Well, it's 3-1 right now, so maybe. I mean, there's still 2 periods left, and they're not down by a ton, but the Caps seem to be scoring pretty breezily right now.
They called off the power play, so that's a good sign.
That's true.
Let the Caps put up 5 goals and then have some kids, chip away in the game, make it like a 5-3, 5-4 game, and then you take the L. I love it. It's a perfect recipe.
There you go. Continue that glorious tanking.
Well, why not just have them chip away at this one and take a lead for a little bit and then wind up losing in the third period like they usually do?
That would work. Normal. Yeah.
That's acceptable.
I mean, that's the usual recipe.
Yes.
And let's see. And Eileen does say, I agree to the poll. I liked Lavi. Liked is the key part of that. Trish saying, we up. Asking if the Phils are up.
No, asking if the Flyers are up. He's asking if the Flyers are up. No, the Flyers are down 3-1.
No, they are not. It's 3-1.
He's watching the Phillies.
Oh, he's watching. Oh, okay, my bad.
We know anyway. He's watching the Phillies.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, Eileen's saying, I've been so busy. How are the Canes doing? Love my Brindy. Oh, the Canes are doing pretty well. I mean, they've been stumbling a tiny bit. They've been losing a few games they shouldn't be losing. But for the most part, though, they're keeping it locked down, and they got one of the division spots pretty much for the Metro. Whether it'll be first or second, we'll find out. But
they're playing for their division tonight against the Rangers. If the Rangers win, they take first place. If the Canes win, they extend the lead in the Metro.
Gotcha. So it's a battle between them and the New York Rangers right now. But they've been keeping it locked down for the most part.
They're one of the favorites to win the cup still. So
yeah. Bye,
Tom.
Yeah, Tom did something bullshit, which, what a fucking surprise. Tom Wilson. There are just some things in life that are guaranteed. Death, taxes, and Tom Wilson doing some bullshit on the ice.
Quick peek in on that game, too. No score. 4 minutes left to go in the first period. That's definitely the game of the week, you got to say at this point. Talk about finalizing those last playoff spots.
True. Oh, absolutely. And the West, is so much closer than the East. The East is more locked up at this point, and by locked up, I mean I think anybody after that's not in the wild card hunt. Like I think there's like 2 teams. Everybody else is almost maybe not all the way mathematically eliminated, but they're pretty much out of it. So
yeah, symbolically they're out of it.
With the West, there's still a couple other teams that are involved. I still think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Vegas, especially with right now, currently on the outside looking in. But only 2 points back of the LA Kings for the division spot, and I think they're only a point back on the wild card as of last night.
Yeah, that one might come down to the wire. That probably will. I don't see either team, although Dallas.
Who's this kid?
They collapsed last year, and they embarrassed themselves by letting Nashville take that spot from them. So Dallas really wouldn't like a repeat of that. And Troy's saying, "Well, damn," when it comes to the Flyers, and then I love it. Troy just in so few words, he just captures the emotion of the moment.
I just heard Ron Simmons when he said that. Damn.
Yes. Let's see here.
McGill is dealing. That fastball is wicked. Nobody's catching up to it right now.
So let's see here. We got Dylan saying, agree to the poll. I think the Flyers firing Laviolette after an 0-3 start caused the current fiasco that they are in because they couldn't find the right coach since. Yeah. Definitely.
I can't disagree to that comment whatsoever.
I mean, teams just go through coaches like water anymore. I mean, like, what's wrong with having a guy like stay with your organization for like 10, 15 years? You know what I mean? Go through the ups and downs. You know, it's so unheard of in this day and age.
The last coach,
it's all about instant gratification. If you can't do it,
the last long-term coach I remember was pretty much Lindy Ruff, and that was with the Sabres. And he was with them for about a good 3 decades there.
Yeah, who was the long-term coach in Dallas that was recently let go?
Was it?
I know Lindy Ruff was in Dallas, but that's not who I'm thinking of.
Was it Ken Hitchcock?
Yeah, I was thinking Ken Hitchcock as well.
Maybe it was Ken Hitchcock.
Because he won the cup with Dallas, if I stand correct. He was the coach in '99.
Yeah, he won the one cup with the Stars. Hey, is that the original Fanatic?
And Ryan Swoop. Oh, yeah, Rob.
No, I'm sorry, brother. My bad. I was just to say he's got the blue feathers for the eyebrows, so I think that's
his snout looks longer too.
Yeah, I'd read that some there was some sort of like they did. Anyway, we're a hockey show. Go on, sorry, man.
Going through. Welcome to Fanatic Anatomy 1-on-1, gentlemen. Ryan's saying, is Calgary still doing well? Yes, Calgary is still doing very well. We'll see if the playoffs will be kind to them this time around after having a great season, because the last time they did real well in the regular season, they kind of embarrassed themselves when Colorado spanked them right out of the playoffs. But moving on. Troy's saying, didn't the Flyers just call up a prospect or something? His name is Brink or something? Yeah, he just came in. They signed him to a deal. He was finalist for the Hobie Baker. Oh, actually, I think he won it. And now he's officially on the team. And he's making his debut tonight. So hopefully he'll be able to do something. I know Noah Cates, he made a pretty strong debut after getting a couple of goals and such. Maybe we'll see the same thing from him.
All the young guys that they've been bringing up. It started with Isaac Radcliffe weeks ago on forward to Bobby Brink today. You know, Ryan Attard has played good defense, contributed with a goal the other night. To your point, Noah Cates. I mean, it's encouraging to see, and it's supporting what Brian's been saying all along.
Yeah, and it's what they should be doing when they're in the situation you're in. You know, you're out of the playoffs. You're mathematically out. You're clearly in a situation where you need to start moving some of these contracts and get some of these older players out. See what you got. Just bring the kids up and see what you got. I mean, I get Bobby Brink. You couldn't bring him up a little bit earlier because of the collegiate season, but he's up now. You have guys down there that you could have brought up. I mean, I would have started this process a little bit earlier to give these guys more time. I would have I like what Noah Cates brings. He brings a little bit of speed. He's got some ability to create offense, and he seems he's hungry. Bobby brings hungry. The one person I want to see come back up, unfortunately, he hurt himself again, was Wade Allison. So hopefully that's not going to be a trend of him having to deal with injuries in his entire career.
Yeah, we already saw what happened with one prospect, and Sam Moran, constantly dealing with injuries. You very rarely saw him.
Sure.
And
again, Brian, you're spot on though. Couldn't agree with you more there, man.
And it is the end of the first period. 3-1 the score right now as we get ready to go into the first intermission. But, Brian, you were about to say something?
Yeah, I mean, like with Allison, we saw last year, we got a little taste of what that kid is. And the kid's a dog. We knew when he was drafted that he was a guy who had a nose for the net. But you never know. Like, you hear that and you don't really think, all right, this guy's just going to shoot the puck. Whatever. This guy knows how to create offense. All right, whatever. This kid, what they said about this kid was just like a complete understatement. And what we saw from Wade Allison was, and I know this has kind of been a thing since 2017 and the Eagles won the Super Bowl. The kid's a dog. The kid is a hungry dog. I mean, when he's on the ice, the kid just goes and he doesn't stop. Yeah. He shoots the puck. He gets in front of the net. He gets into the corners. He tries to win puck battles. He's got some speed. So with that little sample size that we got from Wade Allison, that put I don't want to say pressure, but that hyped him up a little bit for a lot of fans in this fan base. And to see that fall apart because of injuries, I think is going to be just a major heartbreak for not just the organization and Wade Allison, but for the fan base as well.
All right. And that's definitely true on that one. Dylan was just saying that Calgary is doing great despite the injuries. Sutter is playing with the lines and getting everyone involved. Ryan saying, are Calgary and Carolina still leading first and second in defense and goals against? We'll take a look and see. Ryan's saying Montgomery. And then Rosca saying shots on goal, Anaheim 4, Panthers 17. That's
looking good tonight, boys.
Yeah. And Troy is saying, yes, Brian, the original fanatic is back. And Rosca saying Florida Panthers are the odds-on favorite to win this year's Stanley Cup championship, which is not a good sign if you're the Florida Panthers. The odds-on favorite never wins half the time. Ryan then goes on to say, Noah or Jackson Cates, isn't it Jackson that's up? Jackson was up. Noah was up recently. He got his debut with the Flyers.
Noah's still playing right now. He's actually in the lineup for tonight's game. I think he's wearing 49. So yeah. I think he's wearing Farabee's old number.
Yeah. Then he goes on to say, is Wade Allison the next Sam Moran? I hope not. I really hope not. And Anthony's saying, hey, guys, I am pissed. Why? What are you pissed off about, Anthony? It'd be funny if he says I'm pissed off that we traded Claude Giroux. I'll cry laughing if that's his follow-up to that. But
I'm gonna go ahead on a limb and say no.
That's probably not, but it'd be funny as hell. They're saying Blues 1, Bruins 2. Come on, Blues. Beat the Bruins. No one ever wants to see them fucking win. And then usually referring to Montgomery as Dallas coach.
Oh, yeah. Maybe talking Jim Montgomery. Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
There you go. That's great. That's a good answer there. But yeah. Usually when I'm angry, I just kind of like to stick my head out the window and saying, I'm mad as hell. And I'm not going to take it anymore.
I like to go out on my balcony, and I usually go somewhere along the lines of, good morning, neighbors. And then somebody yells, fuck you. And I was like, yes, fuck you too.
Another great reference. Beautiful.
Fun fact, though, about the one you were talking about, Rob Network. Apparently, that was supposed to be the favorite to win Best Picture that year. But guess what film beat it out and won Best Picture in an upset? It's timeless classic that everybody knows and loves.
What year?
It was, I believe, 1975. I believe that was the year.
I couldn't even tell you.
Is either
On the
75 or
waterfront?
78. No. It's either 75 or 78. It was one of those years.
Jeez, I don't know. I should know that too. I'm usually a pretty good movie guy.
All right. It was Rocky.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. That's right. See, I learned that at the Oscars, but then I forgot that after the slap heard around the world.
The only reason I know it is because I was talking with my buddy at work about the Rocky series because I was watching it over again recently, and he told me about how Network, the line you were saying from that film, was supposed to win everything, and Rocky upset him and won Best Picture that year, and no one expected that.
Yeah.
But anyway, you don't come here for the fun facts. Maybe you do. But you do come here for us to make... Oh, well, okay. At least somebody does. It's good to know that.
I'm here for
It's
the fun
good.
facts.
Oh, okay, good. Not all of our efforts go to waste. Good. So, we're going to go into our first intermission, and our first intermission is brought to you by eXp Realty. If you are looking to buy or sell a home, listen, guys, Alan Foy's the one to go to if you're having a change in career or brokerage as well. eXp Realty is going to get it done right because, unfortunately, in this world, you want to make a move like that right. You don't want to get it wrong. It's so easy to make a mistake and either, go into a place you can't afford or maybe undersell or what have you. But you know what? Alan's going to make sure that doesn't happen to you. He's going to make sure it's done right, it's done proper, and everything goes according to plan. And you can call him at 302-682-8820 or visit him at the web at alan.foy@exprealty.com. Make that big step in life and do it right. eXp Realty. All right, gentlemen. So, our first intermission, we are going to discuss about young and up-and-coming talent on the Flyers, particularly Owen Tippett. The reason why I've honed in on Owen Tippett this time around is because, unfortunately, the microscope is going to be on him because we only traded Claude Giroux to the Florida Panthers for him. So, gents, do you feel like Owen Tippett will, over time, fit into this team? I mean, he's got a couple of goals to his name. He has been on the assist column a few times in the games he's played. Do you think as we continue to get a full 82 out of him moving forward, do you expect him to start to find his role on this Flyers team?
Robbie, go first.
I mean, I want to say yes because it's a little too early to tell. You know what I mean? Long term, we don't even know what this team is going to become at this point in order to see will he be able to fit that. But is he a piece that you could build with? Absolutely. I wouldn't say Tippett is a piece that you could build around. I think that's still yet to be gained in the draft. But just having a shoot first mentality, a kid that hovers around the net, plays a good support game. That's what I want to see more on this team. Guys that support each other more, where you're not getting outmanned in the battles on the corner boards. You're winning puck battles. Too many lost puck battles this year. And in a sense, Tippett's kind of come about and looked like another ginger in Wade Allison when he came about last year, and how they were digging for the puck and real strong on the forecheck and getting offensive chances because of that. So, what I think the Flyers should build, yes, I think you could build with him, and he's a good fit.
I agree with Robin in a bunch of different ways here. Mainly, I don't think he's going to be one of the main pieces you build around unless you find a coach that he can really flourish under. I don't know if Mike Yao is going to be that guy. We still don't know if he's going to be the head coach for next season. So that's going to be one reason why I'm not sure about it. Do I think he could be a very solid second line, third line player for the Flyers? Absolutely. But again, that's also going to come with the head coach, the system. Does he develop into how well does he develop into that system? Who makes the roster next year as far as some of the younger guys, free agents, who can they lure here? So there's a bunch of different question marks here on Owen Tippett. So, we know the kid can create offense. We know he's got for the most part, a shoot first mentality. It's what can we put around him really that is really going to help him develop into the type of player that they think he could be. I mean, we've seen some good stuff from him. We've seen him, he puts himself in good position to shoot the puck. He's got a fairly heavy shot. He's got a quick release off the wrister. But again, it's going to come down to, how do you build this team around him? Who's going to be around him? Who's going to be his line mates? What line is he going to be on? Who's going to be the coach next year? So I think we have some other questions in this organization that need to be answered first before we really start examining Owen Tippett. And I think that examination is really going to start at the beginning next season more than this half of the season, even though, he was traded for Claude Giroux, but there's still so many questions left in this organization that need to be answered first.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it will be interesting to see what we got here, I mean, and it will be, I hate to say that that's going to be what I don't want to say that Owen Tippett is going to have that, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of pressure on him from the fan base. And I think the reason why is because when you trade a player like Claude Giroux, whether you loved him or hated him, he was a big player, and he was the player of the Flyers for a very long time. When you do a trade like that, it's going to come with a big price tag mentally, not just in terms of what you get back. It's also, okay, now everybody's going to be looking at Tippett and like, are you worth that value of trading the captain away? And it's a tough one it's a tough situation to be in, but at the same time, I think Tippett has the ability to still live up to a degree. I still think he has the ability to live up to that. I think he has the ability to say, I was worth that trade because I am a valuable part of this team. Maybe he's not the valuable part, which I hope if we go down the line, hopefully no one will hold against him, but some people will probably, because some people like to be obnoxious like that when they'll come out and they'll say, oh, well, you traded Giroux for him, but he never really lived up to it. It's like, shut the fuck up. Will you just shut the fuck up and be happy for 2 seconds, please?
And they're thinking that it's like you're traded Claude in the prime of his career instead of a guy that's coming towards the twilight of his career, that was coming off an expiring contract that you're never going to get as much value as you should, opposed to a guy that has years of control. It's such an unfair comparison that every fan base on any sport would do.
Yeah, and to your point, Matty, here is the one thing we have to keep in mind here. He's 23, 24 years old, so he's just going to start breaking into his prime within the next year or so.
Yeah.
So we could be getting him at the right time. And, to compare Giroux to Tippett is unfair because we already know what Giroux is as a player. We don't know what Tippett is yet.
Yeah.
Florida doesn't even know what Tippett is yet, and they've had him in his organization for, I think, like 3 years, 4 years, something like that. So,
to be fair, though, they had such talent, they couldn't really put him on the team because they had so much going for him.
Yeah, and then he's got the injuries he's got to worry about, too. So, I mean, there's, like I said, this dude is still a question mark. It's not because anything bad. It's just we haven't seen enough of this kid to really know the style of player that he actually is.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So, but time will tell ultimately what Owen Tippett will be with the Flyers, and obviously we're all here for a really great, impressive run. Hopefully that'll be what we get out of him. It'd be nice to see. Well, let's take a look here at what we got from the fan right now. They're showing a bit of the playoff matchups. Some of them will be very interesting, especially if it comes down to the Rangers and Penguins. That'll be interesting to watch. Panthers and Caps will be a fun series. The Maple Leafs and Lightning, I will absolutely be watching that because I will absolutely love to see if Toronto's going to fuck it up again, like they always do every year. It's like Edmonton. You're just waiting. Like, all right, how long is it going to take before you fuck this first round up? Because you do it every year.
Talk about a recipe for disaster too. The defending 2-time champs, you get in the first
round.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this Toronto team is also a very different team than it was last year, and even years before that too. They're a much better defensive team than they were last year. I thought Jack Campbell's had a terrific season in net for him, and I think that's going to be a better series. I think Toronto, if that winds up being the series, I like Toronto's chances at ousting the Tampa Bay Lightning, even though they don't seem to ever want to. No matter how much you shake up that roster, they don't ever want to give. Which you gotta love that. You as a Lightning fan, you have to absolutely love that from your team. To witness no more Tyler Johnson, to witness no more Yanni Gord, two big pieces on that roster, and you're bringing guys like who was it, Corey Perry and Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, I believe, is there.
Yes,
and that line is dirty. That line is dirty.
That's a tough team, man. Doesn't matter, how much, like you said, jumbling up that roster. That team is always scary.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony's saying, this is what he's pissed about. He's saying Embiid should have won MVP, and the ass kissers, like the media, voted for Jokic. How do you say that last name? Is it Jokic?
Jokic, you were right.
Jokic. Okay. Embiid played with 80-year-old Harden, Scarecrow, and Harris. Maxey is good, and the bench have 3 senior citizens in Jordan, Millsap, and Green. So Anthony is very upset Embiid did not get MVP this year.
Unfortunately, those awards don't mean much anymore. It's all popularity. Get through. Oh.
Trey saying Kumago got a cannon of an arm.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Roscoe saying the Penguins and the Islanders are tied.
No way, that was McNeil.
Saying Vegas will make the playoffs. Dylan saying the Flames and the Preds will be fun. That will be an interesting series because the Preds, man, they're a fucking relentless team. No matter what, people thought, well, the Preds are done. Thought the same thing of the Blues too after what happened last year, and sure enough, both those teams come back saying, "No, we ain't done. The fuck is wrong with you? You hire something? We've still got plenty left in the tank." The Preds are firing on all cylinders, and the same thing with the Blues.
You got to give him an A for effort on that one, Robbie. Though.
Yeah, no. Watching the replay, that was almost a spectacular highlight reel play. There's the ball coming in the transfer, rolled up his wrist, and it kind of shot put it out of his arm rather than on the throw or whatever. It was very logical there.
His face when he moves, he's like, "What? What?" You see what happened was
clear my throat. Sorry.
Oh, that's why they brought up Jeff Singer, South Jersey boy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We all love Jeff here. Great kid. Been on many shows here in the past or whatnot. Good follow on Twitter too. I'll look up his Twitter here in a minute. But yeah, so I'm going to put personal rivalry aside and root for a kid to do well from the area.
Course,
you know what I mean?
Course.
That's the type of guy I am.
Same.
Wow, so they switched out goalies. Martin Jones is in net now.
What the fuck did you say, Anthony?
Wow, really?
Saying, so I guess Rob ain't the only one here.
What the fuck did you just say?
Yeah, baby!
Get out. Get out.
Yeah, so
go. We don't want you here. I'm just kidding.
What's up, Jesse? And
Jesse, what's up,
yeah, so Martin Jones is now in net. They switched out the goaltenders. I don't know if that had anything to do with Carter Hart's equipment, but that would be my only reasoning as to why they switched him out. Because it wasn't like the Flyers were down 6-1 come the end of the first period. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, even if it was 4-1 and you wanted to pull him just because maybe there was 2 late goals there or something like that, I could see that. But wasn't he having issues with you said with the pad tie there and the skate blade?
Yes,
yeah.
Which ties the toe of the goalie pad down to the skate. It looked like the lace got severed on it. So, I mean, that could be it. It could be just they want to try and create a spark, which if that's the case, in the first 20 seconds here, it looks like it's working. A couple shots there by the Flyers, a good opportunity by Provorov there in the slot. Had a pretty much wide open shooting lane there. Samsonov coming up big on the save there.
Jesse saying, sucking ass as I see. Probably referring to the Flyers. And Dylan saying,
Listen, what I do on my
lost...
personal time is my business.
By the way, that Twitter handle for Jeff Singer is at SingSing2424. Good follow. Go follow him on Twitter.
Yeah, definitely.
And Dylan saying, Carter lost his heart. Oh, I see what you did there, Dylan. And he's saying, heart is hurt. Same with Atkinson, report says. Heart is hurt. Like, how did you get hurt?
See.
I don't know how Hart got hurt. That's what's confusing. I can understand Atkinson because Wilson's a piece of shit. But, other than that,
Flyers just skating hard early on in the second period.
Yeah. Hopefully I guess the right thing was said in between periods or wasn't said in between periods. Just the right thing happened. And clearly the stick is being held there, but, okay, we're not going to call that. Anyway.
Via Hextall. Relation?
I don't know. I thought I looked that up and I wasn't sure, but here, let me look that up now, actually. Let me see something here. Via Hextall. Let's see. She is.
Yeah, according to Jordan Hall, as well as Flyers Twitter, Carter Hart and Cam Atkinson out due to lower body injuries. Just came out about a minute ago.
Wow.
Damn. And Dylan said the same thing. Islanders up 2-1 on the Penguins there.
Yeah, Boosh even pointed out, like, we're not listening to it, obviously. So, but he had pushed out that he didn't look right.
No,
volume's down. So, I mean, he didn't. That could. I don't know. I guess I wasn't really looking as hard as I should have.
He went down for a save and he didn't look right getting back up. I don't know if they recall that. I've been switching back and forth. I'll be honest.
Yes, I didn't even see it. It was weird. I hadn't switched at all, but it must have been one of those plays where he was trying to get over because the puck was at the wide open side of his crease. That'd be the only thing I could think of. But Leah Hextall, by the way, is the cousin of Ron Hextall.
Cousin. Okay, so it is a relation.
Yeah, so she
is cousin.
Yeah, she. Brian Hextall was her father, was her grandfather, and Brian Hextall is one of the several Hextalls that played in the NHL, and of course Ron's father played as well in the NHL, and now currently Ron Hextall is the GM of the Pittsburgh Penguins. So there you go.
Here's a fun fact: Flyers are 0-34-1 when trailing from 2 goals.
Only winless team, by the way, too, on top of that, in the NHL, in those parameters. God, yes. Man, just breaking them fucking records left and right. That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Something to be proud of.
Yes, very much so. Anthony's saying the Flyers look like they don't want to play hockey. They thinking, what is James Harden doing? And the team is thinking, let's call our Uncle James and go to the strip club.
There's a couple of good ones in Washington. Oh, yeah, that's
that fucking hit from Wilson.
That's an awkward hit by Wilson.
Well, what a surprise. Although, funny part is, Atkinson doesn't even look like he's all that mad. That's what's ironic about it. He looks like he's smiling.
Why would he be mad? He positioned himself awkwardly. That Tom Wilson did what he was supposed to do, go in and take a hit. It wasn't like he went in and cheap shotted him or something.
Well, I get that, but even so, there's plenty of players who would have been pissed off, even though they put themselves in an awkward position.
Like I said, it wasn't a dirty hit by any stretch of the imagination. It was a clean hit.
Well, let's see here. Jesse's saying, watching the Phils / play-in tournament. And what's up, Joe? Saying, muck the Fets. I think obviously we know what he's trying to say there. And he says, what's up, Rob?
Come on, say it.
How about that collapse last night? bringing in
go.
he's bringing in the heat right now on that one. He's coming in straight fire.
We love those bottom of the eighth collapses by the Mets. We love them.
Oh.
Funny story. So I was watching that game last night, and so it was, what was it? The bottom of the eighth when JT hit that 2-run shot. My power died. My power went out just as the ball was leaving the yard.
I'm
course. Sitting there, I'm like, yes. What the?
Very anticlimactic.
I say it out loud to him, like, of course he would hit a 2-run shot right now and possibly make this a 1-run game, and my power would go out.
Yeah, because you're not allowed to have nice things.
It came back on. So I got to see the rest of the comeback, but
that's just funny.
Right? I thought it was just, I'm like, of course. JT Realmuto hits a home run and my power goes out. My luck.
Right now, Flyers trying to get control of the puck in the offensive zone. They actually do get the turnover. Very hard-working play there from number 49.
That's
Noah
Cates.
Cates, nice. Love the hard work from Cates there, who managed to get that puck to turn over.
I mean,
I like what's building here. You got 48, 47, 49. You know what I mean? Like, let's make it that 40s line.
I like what I'm seeing early on here. Sustained pressure. They're getting some good shots in there. Not really passing too much, throwing pucks in on net. You realize you're down 2, and you got to figure out ways to score goals. Best way to do it: throw some pucks on net.
Yeah, they did throw one on there. Unfortunately, Hayes didn't have it on his forehand. He had it on his backhand there. Tried to stuff it in on the side.
Samsonov has had a pretty strong game in that so far this evening.
Absolutely.
Yes.
He found his groove early, and he's starting to settle in now. But as long as the Flyers can maintain some offensive pressure here, like they have been doing, and get some more shots on net, get some more bodies in front, and maybe able to crack through again here.
Roosdijk coming in. Nice little passing play there. Hayes has it now. Let's see. Pass back.
Oh, that was a good pass there by Provorov across.
Crowley with a chance across the crease. Didn't go. Actually, Brian, I think you're ahead of me. So there you go.
What a shot by Eller.
Oh, yes. Just saw it. Great play by them. Kind of like with the Flyers. Yeah, you are ahead of me because you saw that Eller's goal before I did. So 4-1 now. And that's only because it's on ESPN. I guarantee you this was on NBC. I'd be ahead of you. That's probably what it is. So 4-1, the Capitals. Lars Eller gets that goal. And the Flyers tried something similar to that, just not on the rush. They tried to do a little quick passing play to the wide open side of the net. This time, though, on the rush for the Capitals, they get it to go. And Eller, he knows what to do with that spot. He puts it beautifully on top shelf. And not a damn thing Jones can do about that one.
Yeah, well, that's what good teams do. They absorb your offensive pressure. They keep it light. They keep it on the outside. They wait for you to make a mistake and score on you on the transition.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened too. I wasn't sure what Cam York was doing there. He didn't even seem to look like he wanted to make a play on the puck at all. So, I mean, I think he probably could have stuck a stick out there and been able to at least break it up. But I don't know if he was playing there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been a rough go of it for actually all the
What
Flyers.
is going on there?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. That was really poor play on their part. Oh well.
Oh, burst of speed. Who was that? Oh,
Caps almost wound up making it 5-1 there, but did not happen. Luckily for the Flyers, I guess.
I like this being ahead of you guys.
Joe's saying every time I see Attard or Attard, sorry, I keep saying Attard because that's how JJ was saying it at first. Attard rocking the number 47, I think Eric Wellwood, even though he only played 2 years for us. There's a name you haven't heard in a while, Eric Wellwood.
Right.
I don't think I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Good reference.
Well, he didn't play that much for the Flyers, so it's understandable. Then he's saying, I have some sad news. Gilbert Gottfried, yes, unfortunately, we knew that he did pass away tragically before we went on the air.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter earlier today, and it was posted with a picture where it was him, Bob Saget, and another comedian that sadly passed away. The three of them all like sitting in a little booth, probably at like the Comedy Store or something. It's tragic. I mean, you think of Gilbert Gottfried, like, he's been old ever since Beverly Hills Cop, but he was a young man, really, though. I mean, he was only in late 60s.
Yeah, he's 67 years old when he passed.
Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, certain ones of us look old from from birth,
Mhm.
So.
No, I mean, I'm always, I mean, obviously, I'm always going to remember Gilbert for his role in Aladdin as Iago.
Oh yeah,
but for some of the older guys out there in our chat tonight, can never forget him as the principal in the movie Problem Child. Great movie. Hysterical movie. Oh, I haven't seen that movie in years. John Ritter, I forget the kid's name, Gilbert Gottfried. The kid just tortures Gilbert Gottfried the entire movie. It's great. It's great. If you haven't seen it, definitely check out Problem Child. But just the first one.
I think the last time I saw something was Showtime had a show called Episode. That was based on follow the real life Matt LeBlanc, and Gilbert did a cameo on that. He was funny too.
Oh, he's hysterical. Great actor. Great actor. His stand-up is raunchy, to say the least.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on, Evan. You're better than that. Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, my brother-in-law does stand-up comedy up in South Jersey. He does it for a place called Soul Joe's.
Nice.
And he's worked with a bunch of famous comedians. And just give me 1 second here to pull it up. What the hell is his? I don't even remember his name on here. Oh, there we go. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but that's him and Gilbert after a show.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Yep.
That's cool.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. So he's a very strange man.
Yeah.
Just to say the least. He's a very strange man. But, he's not suffering anymore, so that's the important part. Obviously great career, very funny man, and, he's a comedy legend, gone too soon, but, hopefully he's resting easy and he's not in any more pain.
So, right now, Flyers, and by the way, the Flyers and the Rangers on Wednesday will be tomorrow. They'll be on TNT at 7. So, in case anyone didn't get enough of the national broadcasts of watching the Flyers get pantsed by people on national television, you get to watch the Rangers do it to the Flyers. Albeit, though, the Flyers did win the last game against the Rangers.
Tomorrow night, I'll be at the DPAP. And for those of you that don't know what the DPAP is, it is the Durham Bulls Athletic Park. I'll have my first shift with the Durham Bulls tomorrow night.
Nice. Well, have fun with that.
Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun.
I love baseball.
I love baseball. Speaking of.
Dylan, though, does have some profane things. He says, life's a gift. We don't realize how lucky we are to wake up every day. It's crazy. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. Very good point.
That's what I try to do every morning I wake up, is just be grateful, that, sun's shining, the birds are chirping, I'm breathing. It's a minor miracle that I'm still here.
Yeah. I was going to get really dark there for a second, so I don't think I'm going to.
I think we can all say thank God for small
Alonzo.
Did you say played by Alonzo?
Alonzo.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Alonzo just took the extra bases away from Didi.
I'm sorry. I thought you said Luongo there for a second. Like, wait a minute. Luongo retired. That would have been funny as hell. I'd be like, when the fuck did Luongo come out of retirement?
He came out of retirement. He's playing baseball for the Mets. He's the first baseman now.
Oh, okay. It's good to see he found work after hockey. Let's see.
Oh, that's why they call him Polar Bear, because he used to play hockey. Got it.
Let's see here. So, meanwhile, Roscoe, watching the Flyers, one Capital for you. Yeah, unfortunately, it's still that. Not much changed. Albeit, though, the momentum is still very much in the Capitals' favor. Flyer. Oh, they did get a chance, but it's knocked away. Lawton almost got himself a golden opportunity to be Superman there. Oh, well, we'll save it for when it counts. And Jones covers it up off of a dangerous play. And we're going to have a face-off.
Come on, Bryson. One in the gap.
Dylan saying Rick DiPietro was supposed to play, but he got hurt again.
Rick DiPietro, my goodness.
Talk about a bad investment. Holy shit. The Islanders will never live that one down.
For those not, a little scoring update here.
Of course, that was
game.
still when Mike Milbury was in charge, and
Phillies are down 1-0 here in the bottom half of the fifth here. Gave up a home run to Brandon Nimmo, who is a guy that you really can't afford to make mistakes with. He's one of those guys that I hate, but I love.
Yeah, all hustle all the time. You know, good contact guy, good on base guy.
Mm-hmm. This guy McGill is dealing.
Yeah, that slider's filthy tonight. That slider's absolute filth.
And the Phillies just aren't catching up to that fastball. We're going into the sixth inning. His velocity has not dropped. I think his velocity's actually picked up. That fastball he just threw was 98.
Dylan,
yeah, it's great. It's great when guys come out of nowhere like that. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Dylan saying, tune into the Flames versus the Kraken at 9 p.m. Wonder if they'll do a thank you video for Callie Yarncroke tonight.
That'd be kind of ironic if they did.
That would be.
Little shout out to Mr. Albert Pujols with his first homer since returning to St. Louis, number 680 in his legendary career.
I'm so happy he's back in St. Louis for his final run. Yeah. It's so fitting for him, and he's just, bona fide Hall of Famer. He's a guy who's done it, at least as of right now, not proven to do it on steroids. Not that it really matters anymore because they took this testing out of the MLB again. But he never wanted to leave St. Louis to begin with, I don't think, and to see him back there to finish his career with Yachty and Wainwright, to watch all three of them go out in their final year together, warms the heart for every baseball fan.
Yep.
And Dylan saying McGill is leaving some four-seamers out there, but no one's taking a swing at them.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough, man, when you're dropping that slider. You know what I mean? You're in the head of the batters. They're catching them by surprise. Now you're getting to a point where you're trying to guess.
Yeah, and that slider is bottoming out at the last second too. So it's not like it's clear cut and you see it coming early. It's the last second. It's just dipping on you.
Interesting little factoid. So the Capitals have a 3-game win streak on all playoff-bound teams in the East. It's interesting.
Yeah, so the last 3 games that they won, they beat Tampa, not in this particular order, but Tampa Bay, Boston, and oh God, who's the other one? Boston, Tampa,
Florida?
No. I gotta look it up.
Yeah, okay. Dylan also says, love Yadier Molina for the Cards. First ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion.
And I'm impressed that he stayed with the Cards as long as he has.
And good play here from the Flyers, but they won too many passes and they fucked it up. What a shock.
That'll happen. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely with the
That's
Flyers.
the one thing. That's one thing I like about this Capitals team is they don't stop. Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh was the other one.
The Penguins. Gotcha. Roscoe's saying, I'm so happy for Albert Pujols. Angels put him to hell. And then Don Don's here. He's saying, what's up? What's up, Don Don?
Oh, what's up, Don Don? Little sweet.
They showed a commercial for him too, by the way, for the Flyers and Capitals game.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't even realize that.
Anthony's saying, I stopped watching the Flyers. I understand. I get it. It's not exactly the most must-see television right now for out of your sports options.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. If you're frustrated at the level of play, but I mean, you can't watch for wins and losses right now. You just you sit back and watch for seeing player development, seeing a nice play, seeing bright spots for the future. But it's a big sports night tonight, so I understand, Anthony. I give you no heat for that.
A lot going on tonight.
Nylene said she's got to run. Hope you guys have a good evening. Be well. Hugs and kisses to y'all. Hugs and kisses back to you, Eileen.
Same to you, Eileen.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us so long. Appreciate
it. Don responds.
Wow!
And then Dylan says, if Lavi got fired, it would be the most Flyers thing ever to rehire him.
Yeah,
yes, it would.
Oh, but I'd be all about it.
I'm here.
All about it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it is the most Flyers thing ever, and I'm so here for it.
It's like, oh, wow, the Flyers rehired someone that they fired like about 6 years ago. I never would have saw that coming.
Yeah, I won't back down for my preference with Rick Tocchet. But if he were to be available, he would shoot up my pecking order, maybe even ahead of Joel Q. Just based on the cloud that hangs there that you guys have pointed out.
Yeah, I mean, even if Laviolette does wind up back on the market, which I really don't think he does. I still consider Claude Julien my number one. He's still my priority guy.
Wow, that was a shot. That Pujols homer, it wasn't just like I'll clear the fences. It was like a prestigious Pujols homer of old.
Second deck, third deck, out of the stadium, hits it out of St. Louis completely.
I mean, talking maybe about 8 to 10 rows up.
That's a Pujols shot.
Yeah.
Which was he's still a big dude too, so it's not like he still has it. He can still rake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anthony's saying, who would win, the Flyers or the Mustangs from the movie Youngblood? Right now, I would say the Mustangs. At this juncture, yes, I would say that because the Mustangs have a little bit more toughness to them.
I just have respect for the movie reference, Anthony. That's epic.
Oh, absolutely is.
Absolutely. Plus, they also had, you got freaking Rob Lowe. What more could you possibly want? And David Roscoe saying, do you think Toronto Maple Leafs will pass the first round against two-time Stanley Cup champions, the Tampa Bay Lightning? I'll be honest with you. I'm not even going to say that they will because we've tried to say it multiple times, and we've been burnt on multiple occasions with the fucking Leafs at this point. I'm at this point of I'll believe it when I fucking see it. I'll believe it when they win Game 4.
I was looking into it in terms of trying to identify our 5 favorites for the Cup, and I was like, I know if it works out to be that freaking, I got the Lightning there. They just match up well too. On top of being, a strong team, on top of being, the back-to-back defending Stanley Cup champion.
Oh my!
Rough draw for Toronto. Wow.
Jesus. Connor
Wow.
Sheary just made freaking Jones look like an idiot. But then again, why the fuck is Connor Sheary all by himself right in front of Martin Jones?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Sounds like continued breakdowns.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. It is now 5-1 Washington. We are getting closer to that 8-goal mark there, Rob. Just not from Ovechkin home. Yeah. Who the
Wow,
fuck
that
is?
was filthy.
That's
I mean,
terrible.
I know they just left Sherry right down there by himself, and Sherry's just like, "Oh, cool, thank you." And then he's like, "Hey, Jones, let me just make you look like a fucking idiot right now."
There's bad play, and then there's embarrassment, and that's embarrassment.
Yeah,
Connor Sheary's got some slick mitts, so obviously I'm not going to sit there and say that he made Marty Jones look stupid. He had time, so he outworked them.
yeah, pretty much.
He just waited. He had some patience, stick handled in front of him because he had the time and waited for Jones to drop.
It was his 17th goal of the year for Connor Sheary, who of course made his name when he was a Pittsburgh Penguin, then went to the Capitals. So he
I think he was in
became-
Buffalo before that.
he was that's right, he was in Buffalo. I forgot all about that actually. Then again, I think most people want to forget they were in Buffalo. So Dylan saying Barry Trotz is rumored to be let go, but I can't see that. I don't think Barry Trotz Yeah, the Islanders had a bit of a bad go of it this year, but Barry Trotz is the reason why the Islanders were even relevant over the last 5 years. So, I mean, honestly, I really don't see them getting rid of him this season. If next year they miss the playoffs and they have a bit of a very inadequate, poor performance during the regular season, then I could see that possibility playing out. But I think they'll give him another chance. I think it's like, 1 year's one thing. If you do it twice in a row, all right, that's a different story.
I don't know. I disagree with that, Matty, because they were a top team last year. Now they're flirting down with the bottom. I don't see Barry Trotz getting another year after that. Like that's a massive 180. If they just missed the playoffs, I'm with you 100%. They give him another year, but to have the complete 180 that they did, I don't know if I bring Trotz back after that. That's just saying like, all right, listen, we're going somewhere else with this because where you were last year and where you finished this year, two completely different teams here. So we're gonna go out and we're gonna try something new for next year. We need to get back to the playoffs, and we don't think you're the guy to do it. So, if he winds up on the market, I would definitely interview him.
Well, if he definitely winds up on the market, absolutely.
You have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just smart due diligence. Minnesota apparently just took the lead 1-0 on the Oilers on a nice play.
Yeah, baby. Go wild.
And Swoop saying Trotz with a ton of exclamation points. So he shouted it. And Troy saying,
hey, that's what they call it when I eat chili, too. I get the trots.
Oh, my God.
What's wrong with Rob? Always got the trots today. Oh, I see.
What did he say?
And Troy saying, bruh, the Flyers. And he's just laughing. And then,
That's all you can do sometimes.
yeah. Right.
That
Swoop
place isn't
saying,
that good. Why are we zooming in on Geno's? It is not good.
Brian Swoop saying, go get Lou Lamoriello. Then everybody's got to shave their beard. So, I don't know.
Give me Lou Lamoriello, the GM. I don't want Lou Lamoriello, the coach.
Yo. So, I know we keep on talking baseball on a hockey show, but so far this year, Tyler McGill, 10 innings, 5 hits, no runs, no walks, 11 Ks.
I'm pretty sure he has most of those Ks tonight.
Well, Washington, they're going to be the cellar dwellers of the East, so he piled up a few against them as well.
Yeah, they're about even. I just they're showing up his stats real quick. Yeah, he's dealing tonight. Phillies need to get to your bullpen.
Yeah, it's true. That's the band. They've been letting it up. It's one thing that it's like, I think Buck is trying to get everybody work because they're still in spring training mode, but it's been, one too many, pulling at the puppet strings. You know what I mean? That's really costing them. And to the credit of both Davey Martinez in the National Series as well as Joe Girardi, they in both instances they won that war, that cat and mouse war.
Wait, hang on, time. Real quick, because I'm gonna address this, Matty, because I know exactly where you're going.
Okay, go ahead.
This guy earlier in the show says, "Let's go Mets," and now he says, "I want a young Barry Melrose."
I was gonna say no, you don't, but you don't want a young Barry Melrose.
You don't want an old Barry Melrose. You don't want a young Barry Melrose.
You know
Barry Melrose. Period.
You want to know why the young Barry Melrose gets any love? Either because of that mullet that he had, or because of the fact that Wayne Gretzky was a player on his team.
He still has it.
That's a good point.
He hasn't had a new haircut in like 40 years.
Yeah. That's true. It's just gotten grayer as time's gone along. Also, Anthony does go on to say, I'm watching the Phillies and Mets game, and there's a guy wearing pink shorts, a cowboy boots, Phillies jersey, and a Mets cowboy hat. What the fuck?
Dude, there's been some suspect fans at these games. Like, it's like they got deranged during COVID or something, dude. Like, we posted on A2D the other day, freaking at the Yankees Red Sox game. You got a guy wearing a Red Sox jacket with a Mets hat. Like, are you just there just to hate on the Yankees? Because that's like the most troll move of all time.
Oh, and I love it. I love it. I think it's all. I thought that was awesome. I'm like, yes, troll them in every possible way that you can.
The funny part is the most suspect thing that I think I read out of that wasn't even the fact that he's got a Phillies jersey and a Mets cowboy hat. It's the fact that he's got wearing pink shorts and cowboy boots. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Seriously. Oh my god.
Stop judging him.
Oh, anyway. As David Ross could say, Flyers, Capitals 5. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Dylan.
Like I don't know if I'm switching back to the Flyers game.
Yeah, right now it's not looking all that good. The second period's about to end too. Oh, but anyway. So, Dylan's saying Islanders also played like 2 months of the season on the road, so he may get the benefit of the doubt, obviously referring to Trotz there.
Yeah, I get it, but in that same breath, like, you still got to win those hockey games, even if it's on the road.
Oh, Jesus. That freaking Connaughton took a nasty hit.
Right at the final buzz.
And Ryan saying all day long Barry Trotz would be the coach. And then he goes on to say, yes, as the GM for Lou Lamoriello.
I got you. I'm with you now, Rye.
And then Swoop says again, he had to have lost a bet. Yeah. I hope so. I hope that's not what he consciously chose to wear.
Yeah, they bet it in-game bet. Mets are up 4-0. He's like, yo, this is a lock, man. If the Mets lose this game, I'm going to the game tomorrow wearing pink shorts and cowboy boots. And his friend went, bet.
You bet. And then that wasn't necessarily the issue. The issue was I guarantee you there was a handshake.
Yes.
There
had to have been
a legal agreement.
How else do you solidify a bet?
Now, on the flip side, too, I mean, let me call it like it is. My major problem was the cross-team reference. I don't even like wearing two items of the same team. That's like double lettering. That's such bad luck. I'm superstitious like that. But I mean, this gentleman right here, you know what I mean? That might be, how he feels comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, that might be a reflection of who he is, you know what I mean? Like, his orientation, you know what I mean? And I don't want to come down on that either. Like, you know what I mean? But you'd have to know the person. You'd have to, I didn't see the person. You can clearly see if someone's begrudgingly wearing something or rocking it out. I didn't see that. So,
well, I definitely hope he is absolutely 1,000% rocking it out. So go for it, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And Dylan's saying, this feels like a game where the Phillies need Bamboo Brad to hit 3 bombs.
We can't get him. Where did he sign? I forget where he signed. He signed somewhere.
All right, gentlemen. So the second period did come to a close. Yes, there is still a hockey game going on. And that second period was brought to you by All Campus OC, the home of the A2D rant booth, which is awesome. And they should be opening up real soon. I mean, I know short season will be kicking in real soon down there. So they're giving off 20% off of everything in the store, including hats, shirts, and their team cornhole sets to all subscribers of A2D. So get subscribed up. Go on down to Ocean City and get yourself some of your team colors, man, and then check out the rant booth.
Thanks, Ryan, Troy, and Dylan. lucky Rangers getting bamboo Brad. You're gonna be one of those teams. I swear to God, the Texas Rangers are gonna be one of those teams. You're either gonna just explode for runs and hits, or they're just gonna fall flat on their face.
Don't you love those all or nothing teams? Because then they become 9 times out of 10.
They're on the up and up, though. They're on the up and up, though. Like, they made some great moves in this offseason to make the team better, for sure.
But I do love those all or nothing teams. When they go all in, I'm like, oh, this is either going to work out real good or you're going to fall flat on your fucking face. I love those teams because when they fall flat on their face, like, see what happens when you don't think? You fuck up royally. I love it.
Ted, I appreciate you, bro.
Ted, what's going on, brother? And of course, obviously, Dylan was confirming the Rangers along with Ryan and Troy, like you were saying there. All right, so on to hold on. Dylan saying the Orioles are my AL team. Just hoping Mullins lights it up and means wheels and deals.
I'm sorry to hear that. And you have a $31 million roster there.
Is it that under the threshold or what have you, or actually
they are from what I saw, they are the lowest budget team in the league.
They are okay. Well,
I forget who the hell was right above them. Was it Pittsburgh? It was Pittsburgh. That's right above them with 35 mil. That's the entire roster.
You know, The funny part is I could never see the Phillies ever having that little payroll ever in baseball. Just doesn't seem like them.
They did at one point. I think the last couple of years they were one of the lower paying teams in the league, but obviously right now they're not. They're up at the top, I believe.
So we're saying the A's.
Gotcha. To Dylan's comment, John Means is my dude. I get him. I have so many shares of John Means in fantasy. I relate to players that go through like tragedy and overcome and become like dynamite pitchers or dynamite players. Like Logan Morrison was a good example of that for a few years past. But John Means, he lost his dad and got COVID like real bad, like almost hospitalized during that 2020 season. And for him to come back and be, I don't want to say elite pitcher, but definitely in the top epsilon of the league. It's just good to see. You like to see that in sports.
Oh, absolutely. And what you don't like to see is Kyle Schwarber's first pitch swinging right to third base.
And we got Tom chiming in. What's up, Tom?
What's up, Tommy?
Ryan Swoop falls right in and said, fix my YouTube issue. He got right on that. Not even like 2 seconds after Tom commented in.
Tommy,
yes, I see what you did there.
Tommy, we're trying to talk hockey, but you know what? There's not much of a hockey game going on tonight.
No, unfortunately not. 5-1 Capitals at the end of 2, and it has not looked pretty for the Flyers at all. And plus, Hart got hurt, and so did Atkinson. So not a very good situation right now.
Well, it's very unfortunate because here's the thing, like, especially early on in that second period, they could have very well brought themselves back into this hockey game, and we're not looking at a 5-1 score. I mean, they were sustaining pressure, they were shooting the puck, they were in the offensive zone for the bulk of the time. They had Capitals back on their heels, and then they just two massive defensive breakdowns really just got this game out of control for them.
Yeah. That's the wheels fell off in that second period, and a few bad plays, a few miscue passes. couple of rushes for the Capitals later, and a real bad defensive breakdown. And you're down 5-1.
That was a good pitch on the corner there.
All right, gents. So now that we are in the second intermission, it's time for us to give our 5 faves for the Cup right now. And who wants to start this one out? Do you want me to go? Rob, do you want to do it? Bri, who wants to kick off the festivities on this one?
I'll kick
I'll
off.
start it off. Oh no! All right, you go for it, Brian. I like.
That's all you, Robbie.
All right. Start 5-1.
Yeah, 5-1.
All right, I'll start with my dark horse. This is going to make Dylan very excited. My dark horse is the Calgary Flames, one of the best teams in hockey right now.
I like it.
Oh, so Flames on 5. All right, Brian, what about you?
I'm going. My dark horse. I think is a little bit more of a dark horse than I would say Calgary. My dark horse, my number 5 is actually the Minnesota Wild. I love this Wild team, and they're only going to get better once Marco Rossi and Ryan O'Rourke come up, and a couple other guys, Jesper Wallstad. They're only going to get better too. So that's my dark horse is Minnesota Wild. If they can get a way to get into the dance, I think I can see them going a long way.
And I was going to say the Wild too at number 5. So I can understand absolutely on that one. And something going on with Real Muto there.
Yeah, he struck out.
And Troy saying fuck. I think that pretty much says it all. Yeah. All right. And so that was our 5th. So the Wild for me and Brian, and the Flames for you, Rob. We'll go to our number 4 on that one.
My number 4, not a big surprise, not too far from where Brian's broadcasting from, Carolina Hurricanes.
All right, then. And Swoops does say Carolina winning it all over Calgary. So that's what he's got. So he's got both your 5th and your 4th in the Stanley Cup final right there, Rob.
That's perfect, though. Great minds think alike.
Yeah, my number 4 as well is the Carolina Hurricanes. Offensively, they're just a powerhouse. They're really good. When they get rolling, they're hard to stop. Defensively, they're probably one of the better defensive teams they've been in a very long time. Only worry for this team is Freddie Anderson, if he can maintain the solid play that he's maintained all season long into the playoffs and carry it over. I think they can make a very, very strong run at the Stanley Cup here and represent the East. And they are still, even though they are number 4 on my list, they are still my pick to win it all.
For me, number 4, I hate to say it. I don't want to, but I got to. Rangers. I think if Igor goes on and he gets hot, which he has at times during this season, he might be very hard to score on. That may win them some games that they shouldn't be winning, and the Rangers do find ways to win. They've just been killing it this year, and they never came down to earth. So I could see them going on a run. I don't know if they necessarily, do this, but unfortunately, I kind of have to go with them. I hate to say it. I really don't want that to happen.
There's nothing wrong with fair. There's nothing wrong with admitting greatness.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to quickly point out, too, in terms of a feather in the cap of Carolina, talk about a team that's one of the top teams in the league in scoring and also one of the top defensive teams with a plus 68 differential, only giving up 175 goals on the season.
Nice.
And that's what I'm saying is if Freddie Anderson can continue that strong play and Antti Raanta, who's probably not going to see much time once the playoffs start, you're looking at a very scary team. Can the Florida Panthers be a team that can derail them? Absolutely. Can Tampa Bay derail them? Absolutely. Can the Rangers? Absolutely. No team is unbeatable in this. This is, I think, going to be one of the most unpredictable Stanley Cup playoffs that we've seen in a while. But yeah, this Carolina team is they're serious.
In an ironic twist, they're showing highlights of Carolina and New York right now. Almost like they were listening to us. It's
Yeah,
one-
they're battling for the
defeat.
Metro.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1-1 in the second. All right. And Ted's saying it's amazing what one draft pick can do for a franchise. Look at the Rangers' growth.
One player. Who's the one player? There's a few players in there that they've drafted that is helping this team just absolutely look stellar.
Blues are up, by the way, in the second 3-2 over Boston. So hopefully the Blues can win that. And it looks like Toronto just tied the game up between them and Buffalo. I'm surprised they were even down to Buffalo at one point. But anyway, wait a minute. They're not done with the highlights. Buffalo retook the lead 2-1 in the second. So anyway, and you wonder why we doubt Toronto sometimes. Anyway. So on to number 3. Rob, what you got for me?
Number 3, I got the team that's trying to make it 3, Tampa Bay Lightning.
All right. Number 3 on that. Bri?
Same. I got the Tampa Bay Lightning. They just can't seem to ever know how to not win hockey games.
Number 3 for me, I'm going to put Carolina here. Yeah, I think Carolina's got a much higher chance, in my opinion, of winning the Cup, as long as they don't win the fucking President's Trophy. If they can avoid doing that, then they'll be okay. I'm giving a warning to them and the other team that I'm going to mention in about 5 seconds, but you know.
Yeah. Well, hard work wins cups, and in terms of head coach, there was not a harder working player in the NHL history than Roddy Brennamore, and that work ethic has translated to the team.
Absolutely. I mean, he was a fearless player, especially for fearless on the Flyers, and he was fearless with Carolina. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right. On to number 2. Gentlemen, who you got in the 2 slot?
All right. I'm waiting for my computer to stop being a fraud. All right, there we go. Number 2, it's got to finally happen, right? Colorado Avalanche. I mean, having another dynamite regular season, will it translate into the playoffs? Third time's got to be the charm. So hopefully it is for Colorado. I got them at number 2.
All right, then. So Colorado at 2. Brian, what about you?
This is where I put the Calgary Flames. I got them at number 2. I mean, they are one of the strongest teams in the West. They could give Colorado an absolute run for their money. I think this Calgary team is legit with Darryl Sutter behind the bench. You're getting the best out of Johnny Gaudreau. I mean, Sean Monahan needs to step up a little bit, but you have so much more depth scoring, and they've gotten better at the trade deadline. Markstrom is back to being the Markstrom he was before leaving Vancouver. So I'm about this Calgary team. I think they could very easily rep the West here, and find their way to the Stanley Cup final. I don't think there's really anybody in the West outside of Colorado that could really compete with them.
All right. Now, as for me, on my number 2, I'm going to go Florida. Again, same warning, though. Don't win the fucking President's Trophy, and you'll get out of the first round for once in your fucking life. That, and I also want to will it into existence because Joe Thornton and Claude Giroux are on the team. It's like, God damn it, let them win a fucking cup, please. Jesus, hockey gods are fucking very cruel. But anyway.
I'm good if Jumbo Joe never wins one.
I'm sure you are. As a Ducks fan, I'm pretty sure that that's okay for you to say.
I'm good with that. That.
I'm sure.
I did not actually know that.
What?
That Monahan's out for the season, that he had surgery on his hip.
Ooh. And now we go to number 1, gentlemen.
Number 1. I'm willing it into existence, Maddie. Florida Panthers.
All right. I like it. Bri?
No question. It's the Florida Panthers.
All right. I like it. Now, the reason why I put this team at number 1 is because I've already backed them. So I'm going to stick with them because I'm not going to flip-flop here. Tampa. Why? Because I've already picked it. I have made my bet. I got to stick with it now. So Tampa is number 1 on me. So there we go.
I mean, I'm thinking of this list as like power rankings, so it's not necessarily, for at least my list anyway, isn't necessarily who's going to win it, but for me, it's these teams are who's going to be my top 5 teams that could be repping in the conference finals instead of repping in the Stanley Cup final. Because this, like I said before, this could be one of the more unpredictable, one of the crazier Stanley Cup playoff tournaments that we've seen in quite some time.
Oh, it could be. It very much could be.
Yeah, and that's how I sort of made this list up, Brian, in terms of like a power ranks. And just to illustrate my point, like what I talked about Carolina, Florida, 302 goals for, 214 against, is still defensively minded when it counts for a plus 88. That's got to be number 1 in the NHL. I'm not even going to scroll through it. Then you look at their home record, 30-6.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your chances are you're going to be a higher seed. You're a high seed. Might be a number 1 seed in the East. They got a 6-point lead for that currently. You're going to have more home games than away, and they've been lethal down at Sunrise Arena, and still, very good on the road too at 21-9-6. So they're going to be a tough out. They added the pieces that they needed at the deadline. It's not a big surprise that they're winners of 7 straight.
Yeah, and the thing you got to remember too is you got a seasoned vet in Sergei Bobrovsky in net and a young stud, which is a complete understatement, in Spencer Knight. So this team, not only are they built to win now, they're built to compete in the future too, because they still have some incredibly. Sam Bennett's only 25 years old. Anthony Duclair is 25 years old. I think Aaron Ekblad, I think, is like 26 or 27. So this team is built to compete for some time here. And I didn't even bring up Barkov and Huberdeau, who are in their mid to late 20s as well. They're set up for the way they're built right now. If they do win the Cup this year, they are built to win multiple in the next 5 years. If they do it right.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. So that's our top 5 faves. The third period just started for the Flyers and the Caps. And the third period, we'll see if the Flyers can rebound here. I guess. I don't know if that's even possible at this point, but stranger things have happened. But anyway, so while that goes on, a couple of the throwouts here. Troy wanted to know, Brian, if there were any updates on gaming on Twitch from you.
Nah. I got some homework to do first. I gotta talk to Tommy about a few things about that. So,
and Ted responding with that draft pick, he said, "Remember the Rangers tanked in the bubble players on purpose and got that top pick." Yeah, they tanked in that series against Carolina.
I know you don't necessarily. I can't necessarily even say that they tanked. I mean, they still wound up finishing in the top 15. Once you're in the lottery, you have that chance of becoming the number 1. So there's tanking. To me, is you're tanking to get the number 1 spot.
Right.
There's no guarantees in any sport anymore that if you tank the season, you're guaranteed a number 1 draft pick anymore, except for the NFL.
To be fair, though, while I don't think he's had a terrible season, I don't think Lafreniere has been the major reason for the Rangers' success. It's been a lot of the other players around him.
Well, it's been the team as a whole. They're rolling 4 lines. They got superstars on what seems like every line. Kreider's having a career year in just about every aspect of the game. And the defense has just been absolutely nasty in front of Shesterkin.
Yep.
And you're getting good play from Shesterkin and Georgiev. This team, the Rangers are just rolling.
Yeah, they're on fire right now.
You know who else is rolling real quick to keep up the baseball references throughout the show? Guardians rookie
Yes.
Steven Kwan. He's through 5 games right now without a swing and miss.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He was 4 games now, coming in. I knew that, and I guess they completed their game today already, and he still has yet to swing and miss at at a pitch. I talk about getting on base at a prolific rate.
Yeah, you're not kidding on that one. Speaking of the Guardians, real quick, because I got to get this off my chest. Do you think they could have picked the worst logo? It literally looks like a 5-year-old drew that logo.
Yeah,
Like they put no effort into it whatsoever. It looks terrible. Like if you want to do the G with the wing on it, that's great, but at least make it look good and not like. Remember those little 3D boxes you used to draw?
Yeah.
The one where you went like the square and then the square to the bottom left or bottom right, wherever it is you put it, and then that's exactly what they did. They just did it with a G and a wing, and they threw a baseball in the middle. Horrible. Anyway, Rob, I know you said you probably got to roll soon, right?
Yeah, boys, freaking definitely. I'm not cutting out of the third period because I can't stomach the Flyers. It's not that, but I do have to roll for the evening, so I'll bid the fam adieu. I'll bid you boys adieu. Hopefully the Flyers can at least provide some excitement in terms of the future in this third period.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I did flip it back to the Flyers for some reason.
Yeah, definitely. But you gentlemen have a good night, and I will catch you next week.
Robbie,
Peace,
stay
Robbie.
safe, brother.
Later.
All right. So we have Troy chime in and saying Christopher Sanchez pitching well. It would be nice if we score some runs.
They're just being a little too over aggressive, man. It's the same thing as they were doing last night. They're swinging too much. They're not taking what the pitchers are giving. They're not looking at pitches. They're like, oh, Jesus Christ, 6-1.
Yeah, just saw
Matt
it.
Irwin. Matt Irwin from the point. From the blue
former
line,
Shark.
actually. They're being over aggressive at the plate, man. They're not looking for pitches. They're trying to get back into this game with one swing instead of just looking at pitches, working the counts, and just putting the ball in play. Oh well, he's screened by
Jones
2 guys
completely screened. He didn't see shit. He's got Dowd right in front of him, and yeah, there's no way he saw
there. Yeah,
that.
Dowd, and I didn't see who that was for the Flyers.
I think it
Had
was
him on
York.
both sides too. Had him on both sides.
Yeah, that was. I think it was York who was in front of him as well, trying to play the man, and there was no way Jones saw that. So, yeah, well, it's 6-1 now. Capitals tonight have 13 players with a point, 3 players with 2 points. So they're having themselves a night at the Flyers' expense. But then again, that shouldn't surprise anybody. The Flyers are an easy team to do that on. Oh, boy. Anyway.
Yeah, Bryce sucks. Let's get rid of him. Trade his ass right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you can while you still have value.
Oh, boy. That sounds very similar. So I couldn't imagine who else that could be referring to.
Well, the funny thing is like, and I know Troy is joking, but there's fans out here that are already complaining about Bryce Harper batting going into this game 0-71.
They just started.
Well, yeah, that was the thing too. But Bryce is notorious for having slow starts, especially in the month of April. He doesn't really start heating up until like mid-May, and then he just goes on a tear. I'm not worried about Bryce. He's still going to finish with a 300 average. He's going to finish with a 400, at least a 400 slugging. His OPS is probably going to be close to 700. I'm not worried about Bryce at all. He's going to have 25 to 30 home runs. It's just a lot of people need to chill.
Yeah. And Ryan saying, crazy, my two top teams had control of Adam Fox, but neither signed him, and he ended up with the Rangers. Imagine him on Carolina and Calgary, too. That would have been nice for either
I remember
team.
when Calgary traded him.
That's crazy to think about that, how you move some players around. I mean, a fun little story way back in the day, back in the late 90s. Flyers traded a 7th-round pick to the San Jose Sharks. And guess what that 7th-round pick became? Joe Pavelski. So, I mean, yeah, it was a 7th round pick. No one gave a shit about that pick. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, Joe Pavelski was taken with that pick. And he turned out to be one of the greatest U.S. players and one of the greatest Sharks players. And currently is still playing with Dallas right now. So,
All right, so real quick, a little Adam Fox history since Swoopy brought him up.
sure.
Drafted 66 overall by the Flames, and then Calgary traded the rights to Carolina, and in April 2019, before Fox made his NHL debut, Hurricanes traded him to the Rangers in exchange for the 2019 second-round pick and a 2020 second-round pick.
Really?
So they got a Norris Trophy defenseman in 2 years. A Norris Trophy defenseman for 2 second-round picks. In my opinion, a fucking steal.
That is a huge steal right there. Boy, you can make some good deals. So go trade with Calgary. Oh, and it is now 7-1 for the Capitals. Oh my God, they are going to make it 8-1, aren't they? Jesus. Boy, that was a joke at the beginning of the day, but now it's turning out to be reality. And that's a goal for Eller again, his second of the night. Whew.
Let's see what happened there.
It was a breakdown once again and a nice stretch pass that wound up finding Lars Eller. Oh, no, bounce off the boards. And then there we go. That's what it was bounce off
Anthony
the boards.
Mantha with the pass.
Yeah, and he had all the time in the world as he was getting played, but defenseman caught out of position. And it was Risto who was caught out of position on that one. Ooh, not a great night for the Flyers. Oh, well. What are you going to do? And now we go to Troy saying, yeah, it's only 5 games.
Stay fair. My man. I love that deal, getting Castellanos. It's the second double of the season. He's had a home run in game 2. Let's go.
Troy was saying about Bryce, yeah, it's only 5 games. Give it time.
Hamilton. Dougie Hamilton, is that who you're referring to, Swoopy? Because it was just the 2 picks for Adam Fox. I don't ever remember Dougie Hamilton being a Ranger.
No, he wasn't a Ranger. No, because
yeah, Dougie Hamilton was in Calgary, right? For a while.
Yes, and then I believe he was in Boston, then Calgary, and then did he go straight to Carolina from there?
I think he went straight to Carolina. I think he was in a. I want to say he was in a trade at the deadline to go to Carolina, or he signed as a free agent. I don't really remember.
I think Swoop. I think he agreed.
Well, he was answering my question. It was a Dougie Hamilton.
No, okay, got you.
Yeah, no, he went to Carolina on a separate deal. I don't remember if it was a trade or if it was a free agency contract. I know he went to the Devils on a free agency contract. I knew that.
Oh, that's right. He was on the yeah, that's right. Yeah. Dylan saying the fact that the team is showing up and Bryce is doing nothing is great because last season it was all Harper and nobody else.
Oh, dude, absolutely. Well, let's just hope when he heats up that it doesn't turn into that same situation. Let me double check that, Rye.
On the trade with Hamilton?
Yeah.
And Dylan saying Adam Fox pulled a Lindros. He refused to play in Calgary after he was drafted there. Flames prospect Matt Coronado is playing next season in Harvard. They said he is signing in Calgary and not stiffing them. You know Coronado took a shot at Adam Fox. Yes, that sounds exactly like he did. But, yeah, well, there you go. See, the thing is, though, is that I get that Calgary at times has, I don't want to say they stalled, but they had moments where they kind of took a slight step backwards at times in their rebuild because, they made the playoffs and then they missed the playoffs one year and they seemed to have trouble getting out of the first round. But, I mean, it wasn't like when Lindros stiffed the Nordiques because the Nordiques were a shit team. They were pretty bad. It still was a few years before they would get back to playoff form, and then they would move to Colorado and win a cup. But anyway.
So the swap saw the Hurricanes send defensemen Noah Hannafin and Elias Lindholm. So this is a deal involving Dougie Hamilton. So Noah Hannafin and Elias Lindholm go from Carolina to Calgary in exchange for Dougie Hamilton, Michael Ferland, and Adam Fox. So Adam Fox and Dougie Hamilton were involved in the trade going to Carolina.
I see. Interesting.
I forgot about this deal.
That's funny how those just kind of they go away after a minute. You forget that sometimes.
Well, I mean, Elias Lindholm didn't really. I mean, Noah Hannafin was just, he still played well for the Hurricanes, but Elias Lindholm didn't really have his breakout until he got to Calgary.
Yeah, that's true.
Funny how that works sometimes.
It is. Sometimes you leave one place and a change of scenery is all you need.
Come on, Reese. Let's put one in play here.
Dougie Hamilton costed the Flames in the 2017 playoffs against your Ducks, Brian.
I don't remember the 2017 playoffs, to be completely honest with you. It was all a blur.
Didn't you guys go to the third round that year?
I don't remember.
I thought you guys did. I remember you guys.
2017. I think that was the year we got booted by Nashville in the second round.
Oh, that's right. I think you guys got swept, didn't you? Oh no, the Sharks swept you one time.
I think we wound up. I want to say we lost in 5.
Okay, I think that sounds right. And then
that was 2017 was the year we finally broke the Game 7 skid against Edmonton and booted them in the first round.
Yeah, that was no, that would have been the second round because Edmonton beat the Sharks in the first round that year. That was the only time they ever got a win with Connor McDavid. Only time.
Did Nashville go to the finals? That was 2017 against the Penguins, right?
Yep.
Maybe it was. I don't know. I don't remember.
Either way, though.
Stop it with the Predators cheating. Knock that shit off.
Cheater.
Better team won.
And then Dylan saying, "Fun fact: Elias Lindholm was drafted one spot above Sean Monahan, and now they play on the same team. So there you go."
I'm curious about that.
Meanwhile, over between the Capitals and the Flyers, shit's just still getting worse. Caps are just all over the Flyers' asses. Oh, this is an ugly game. What? I mean, it figures that the year that we switched to Tuesday and we are able to do a ton of live reaction, it figures that's a year where the Flyers just suck all kinds of ass. It can't be like the good year, like 2 years back.
Yeah, look at that. We did get to the Western Conference Finals that year.
That's what I thought. I thought that yeah, because I thought that was the case because I thought you beat Edmonton in the second round because Edmonton beat San Jose in the first round, and I'm not going to lie, I was kind of shocked that Edmonton did that, but yeah, anyway.
Yeah, and Ottawa went on their magical run and got to the Eastern Conference Finals and lost in Game 7 to the
Penguins.
Yeah, no,
Chris
Kunitz. The Penguins,
Yeah, Kunitz got that goal that killed Ottawa, and it killed Ottawa to put them into the rebuild that they're still currently in. And Kunitz has still not seen a day in jail for murdering that franchise.
Yeah, let me look at the bracket here. So, Nashville beat Chicago. St. Louis beat Minnesota. Nashville beat St. Louis to get to the Western Conference Finals. We beat Calgary. We beat Edmonton. Edmonton beat San Jose. And we beat Edmonton to get to the Western Conference Finals and wound up losing to Nashville in 6 games.
You know what? It's starting to come clearer to me because I actually thought you guys were going to beat Nashville that year. I think I remember talking to you about it before we went live a couple of times during the playoffs. I really thought the Ducks were going to beat the Preds and they were going to go to the Stanley Cup Finals and face Pittsburgh that year.
That would have been fun for the show, I'll tell you that, because at that point we had Mikey on the show.
Oh my God, yeah, that would have been really fun to have you guys warm with each other for that week.
Yeah, and they made a big deal about it too because it was Columbus's first trip to the playoffs and they wound up getting swept by Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Toronto lost to the Capitals in the first round. Boston lost to Ottawa, and the Rangers beat Montreal. Ottawa beat the Rangers in the second round to get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
No one saw that
Pittsburgh
coming.
broke the streak against – or no, this is the year they actually competed. They kept the streak going where Pittsburgh beat Washington again and then got to Eastern Conference Finals. And
I think that was –
stopped that Cinderella story of the Ottawa Senators, and we all know what happened from there.
Yeah, I think that was actually the year that, by the way, Washington's on a power play. But it was funny because I think I remember Washington lost that series in overtime in 6, and they lost in a weird play too. And I think it was Monk who scored that goal. And I remember just watching that game. I was sitting down, and I started laughing. I laughed when the goal went in. I was like, the fucking Capitals did it again. They fucking failed so hard against the Penguins. Oh, it was Brooks Orpik who scored that? Oh, okay. I was laughing my ass off when that goal went in. I mean, I wasn't happy that the Penguins won the series, but still, I was laughing so hard. I was like, oh my God, the Caps are never going to do this, are they? They are never going to beat the Penguins, even when everything seems to be going their way. Oh my God.
And little to your disdain, the very next year, the Washington Capitals went ahead and won the Stanley Cup.
No, that was not disdain. I was actually happy for Ovechkin, quite frankly. Because I was happy that they denied Pittsburgh another one because it was fucking bullshit that they had won 2 in a row. I was like, God damn it, really? You had to win 2 in a row, Pittsburgh, and just make everybody fucking miserable? Greedy bastards.
Miserable. I didn't care.
I'm sure you didn't care because they didn't beat the Ducks to do it.
You didn't be a team on the West Coast. You don't have to face teams like that. I get stuck facing teams like Chicago and LA.
And then have them deny your team trips to the Cup. Did you ever really forgive LA for ending Teemu Solani's farewell run in the playoffs?
I mean, I don't like LA.
So,
I don't like LA. I mean,
that's right. It was a cap. That's right.
I wasn't necessarily like a big deal for me because the team wasn't. They should have been better. But you know, it is what it is. They should have beaten the Kings, but they didn't, and it wasn't because of lack of effort from certain players. If it's the year that I'm thinking of, the goaltending wasn't exactly where it should have been.
Did you guys still have Hiller?
It was either Hiller or Anderson. I think it was Anderson.
Okay. Oh, okay. He future Toronto goaltender. Not anymore,
future
though.
Carolina goaltender.
Yeah, now he's in Carolina. Oh, that's right. Orpik was a Cap after that, during that period of time. I forgot that Orpik went to the Capitals. A lot of players wound up on the Capitals after they had a period of time with the Penguins. I don't know why.
It was that time. Like, dude, they were just getting to the point where they really had their identity set and they were becoming, a powerhouse team. You had what year was it?
20.
We're talking 2018, right?
No, 2017.
2017. You had Oshie.
Yep.
Backstrom, Ovi, all pretty much at the beginning of their primes. Ovi was actually probably mid-prime, although he's been in his prime since he came into the league. A whole bunch of other like really good players, good coaching system, everything worked for him. That was where players wanted to go, man. They had that allure.
Nah, you're right. When you're a hot team, man, people want to come to you. It's that stupid Matt Cook ruining Mark Savard's career. Matt Cook was a fucking asshole when he played. And he was actually, isn't he? No, he's not playing anymore, is he?
No, he's been retired.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, Matt Cook was a dick out on the ice. I remember the shit he used to pull when he was a Penguin. And it didn't change because he went to Minnesota and he pulled shit there, too.
Yeah, it's what he got paid to do. Is he got paid to stir stuff up. Was he a little reckless at times? Absolutely. And was I a fan of his? No. I hated what he did to Mark Savard because I was a fan of his, and I liked his style of play. I thought he was a really good player for the Bruins, but to just stick your elbow out there and just essentially elbow him in the side of the head, it was terrible. That was a
horrible play. That's just that dirty ass player right there. He was saying me too on that one.
Me and Ryan see eye to eye on a lot of players. It's actually really funny. Here comes Connor Brogdon.
Meanwhile, still 7-1. Washington still pretty much annihilating the Flyers. I just want them to score one more time, Washington, to make our prediction
come on,
correct.
you better
now.
be careful over there.
Got hit by Provy in the
8-1.
corner. Nope, there we go. 8-1. Washington finally made it happen.
Oh, we got some feistiness.
We do. Jones ain't selling it. Neither is the crowd. What is going on? Well, either way, it got broken up.
It looks like
Great
Matt
job,
Owen just
ESPN.
got
You
one.
didn't catch a fuck of it there. Good job, ESPN.
Wait,
Anyway.
was it Irwin or was it
Schultz? Let me see here. What is it? Hook on the hands there. Looks like Schultz got it with his.
Yeah, Schultz got it.
Yeah.
Or are they giving it to Hathaway?
No, you know what? I think they're giving it to Hathaway. I think it might have hit his stick on the way over.
16 players with a point tonight. Jesus Christ.
Did you see Hathaway on the bench? He was doing the night at he was doing the night at the Roxbury. Oh, that shit was funny. Anyway, so 16 players with a point tonight, 6 with 2.
So every goal had at least 2 guys assisting.
Oh my Christ. Well, it was 8-1, so at least we got something right here tonight. Although not all of them were from Ovechkin. Still 8-1. Boy, that Flyers fan, he pretty much surmises every feeling right now. It's like, God damn it, I paid money for this fucking game.
I haven't seen a game like this from any team in a very long time.
Yeah, this is a old style blowout game right here. It's back in the early 80s.
There's some intrigue here now, though. Like, do things get chippy?
You would think, but this Flyers team doesn't exactly have the toughness to do that. So I don't think McEwen's in the lineup. So,
which is a shame. He should never be a healthy scratch.
No, he should not.
I mean, you got Patrick Brown who can throw him. You got Nate Thompson who can throw him. Connaughton can throw him.
That's true.
But you don't necessarily need a guy who knows how to throw them to create that spark. You just need to have a guy who's willing to drop them. And speaking of one, there's one there with Scotty Lawton who's dropped the mitts a couple times.
Maybe a big hit. Risto is playing tonight. Maybe he delivers a big one.
Oh, here we go. See, I told you.
That's getting called.
I think that's fair.
There we go. Yep, you're right. Sherry just got pummeled to the ice, and then he went to grab Farabee, yanked his helmet off.
And there's TK, who's been known to throw him, tied up with Kuznetsov.
Yes, he is.
Told you can see some chippiness. It's an 8-1 game. They're embarrassing the Flyers.
They are.
They need to step up and.
I mean, the last time I remember this happening, Washington blowing out the Flyers, we all know what happened when Ray Emery came out of his net and he flat out just mauled Braden Holtby. He mugged him over at his end of the ice. Oh, that was a good night. Even if the Flyers got the shit kicked out of them. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
But I'm not sure what for, though. Yeah, so, I mean, Farabee just mugged.
I see what was going on. Yeah, he was all over Trevor Van Riemsdyk.
And then he went after – I didn't see who he went after. I think it was Connor Sherry. He went after him.
Yeah, so Farabee started things up a little bit, and then it picked up a little bit on that one. And Farabee
looks like he's getting misconduct, too.
Yeah, he's getting tossed. Flyers said, fuck it, let's scrap. Yeah, you're right, Don. That's exactly what they said. Because you know what? It is 8-1.
You're running the score up. There's no need. You're going into the third period up, what was it, 6-1? You're running the score up. They better take a note to that saying, hey, you have this game. There's no need for you to keep scoring.
Yeah, I know.
So you're gonna see more chippiness as this game goes on. It's not gonna be like the Flyers and the Senators in 2003. It's not gonna be like that, but You know, you're gonna see some chippiness. You're gonna see some guys starting to, you know,
I don't even think that game was a blowout. I think they just wanted to fight. They just wanted to beat the shit out of each other.
and now Washington's on the power play for 4 minutes.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
No, I mean, I'm not surprised by it one bit because that was instigation by Farabee.
Pretty much.
And
And
then
so
he probably got a 10-minute misconduct, and Konechny probably got a 10-minute misconduct as well.
yeah.
I kind of wish I knew what they were saying about these penalties, though, because I'm just speculating at the moment.
They're probably.
ESPN is going to show what the penalties were.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I mean, I would be very surprised if Washington winds up scoring on these power plays here, that you don't see gloves dropped for multiple times in the next few minutes.
I could see that happening. If Washington scores here, yeah.
And it looks like Justin Schultz getting a penalty called on him.
Yeah. Great effort, though, from Brown there as he split the defense. He just couldn't get clear. But he had a nice little shot there that was covered by Samsonov. And holding is the call.
So that evens it up. What?
4-on-4 for 2 minutes. Don's like, knock Anthony Mantha out.
Yeah, I'm sure you would love that.
Yeah. No bias in that whatsoever. No reason behind that.
Schultz. I don't know why they showed Owen Tippett. That's where I got confused. I think he's serving the double minor for Farabee.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So for the next 2 minutes, it is 4-on-4. A little bit more ice out there.
And there's another one. Flyers are now on the power play.
Oh, big turnover. Yup, and that's that hook. It looks like that got called on Oshie. And wow, Washington. You know, the funny part is you would expect the Flyers to be a little bit more undisciplined here, but they wound up doing that. Troy saying Philly's making me go.
Yeah. I actually haven't. Oh, 2-0 here. I mean, it's fine. If they lose tonight, I'm not going to be butthurt over it. But, you know, that just means you have to win tomorrow afternoon's game. And that's going to be a tougher matchup with Scherzer on the mound for the Mets.
And Don, I'm saying who wouldn't fight on the Caps?
I probably wouldn't fight Tom Wilson. He scares me.
Tom Wilson looks like the kind of guy who enjoys. He'd be the kind of guy who would go around and just get into fights for fun. You know, he'd go to bars, just be like, you know what, I'm looking for a guy to beat the shit out of. That seems like the kind of guy he is.
Actually, he's the complete opposite off the ice. He's one of the nicest guys in the world.
Yeah.
You got to realize, like, these guys, like, it seems silly, but these guys are paid characters. And we've talked to Riley Cote about this. Like, Riley's the same way. Right? Was he a little bit more respectful? Yeah. But he was paid to be a goon. He was paid to fight. He was paid to get under people's skin. That's all Tom Wilson is. Tom Wilson just has a lot more offensive upside than a guy like Riley Cote had.
Apparently, former Mighty Ducks player Garrett Burnett passed away at the age of 46.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is.
He played for the Ducks in 2003 and 2004. He only had 1 goal and 2 assists during.
Played 39 NHL games. I mean, I'm sorry to hear about his passing, but I have no idea who that is.
Yeah. But Roska, he couldn't have played during the 2005 NHL lockout because the NHL was locked out. So he couldn't have played for the Ducks during that time.
Yeah. I wish I knew who the guy was. It's a shame. Obviously, I'm not going to sit there and be like, yeah, woo. No, obviously but I mean, it's still a shame. I have no idea who Garrett Burnett is.
So 4-on-3, don't see too many of these in this day and age anymore. But a 4-on-3, the Flyers will have the win advantage. And yeah, so for another minute and 10, well, let's see if the Flyers can get a second goal for the night. That'd be nice. It'd be nice to see the Flyers get a goal from a youngster here.
Shows some signs of life.
Yeah.
So it looks like the Nets won their playing game. They're going to play the Boston Celtics in the first round. So one of the playing games is done for the NBA. What are you doing? Who the hell was that? Who's sitting in front of the net?
I think that was Van
Stuff that home.
Riemsdyk.
Got to stuff that home. There was clearly nobody there.
Yeah, that's usually how Van Riemsdyk scores, so kind of surprising he didn't follow through. He's tried that same shot again, and it got blocked off.
Oh, nice deflection. JVR getting his second of the night.
There we go. So JVR gets both goals for the Flyers right now. Oh, they did something. Troy like Flyers. He's like, yeah, they got a goal. Whoop-de fucking do.
That looked like a shot pass to JVR.
It probably was. Nolan Hayes.
Oh no, it was a shot. It looked like it deflected off of TVR to JVR.
Oh, that's funny. From brother to brother.
Exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Off of TVR skate and off of JVR skate.
And went right into the back of TVR's goalie's net.
Can Trevor Van Riemsdyk get an assist on that one? I think that deserves an opposing.
I think so too. Yeah, both brothers should be credited on that goal. JVR for getting the goal, and TVR for the assist.
So we're still at a 4-on-4 for about 15 more seconds. It's now an 8-2 game. Flyers are coming back.
Sure, with 3 minutes left of the third period.
Big turnover. Noah Cates.
Noah Cates will score 5 goals. Great play here from the Flyers. Nice little passing, but they haven't taken really any shots, which is, again, another one of those, well, are you really fucking surprised?
That's right, Troy. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, score another. You're damn right. Score another.
And then Don was saying, Philly is known as the city of brotherly love. Yeah, but there is no brotherly love to be found.
I mean, it'd be one thing if the Van Riemsdyk brothers were on the same team, and it's 9-2.
Well, there goes that. Okay, so is there going to be a fight now?
Johan Larsson got the goal here.
Can we have a goalie fight? Can we have Jones take on Samsonov? We did it the last time the Capitals blew out the Flyers with Emery and Holtby. Come on.
Yeah, Don, I doubt anybody. Going up against the Flyers, I doubt anybody bet the under, depending on what it was.
Why would you ever bet? No.
I forgot he got traded. That was a good move, his 7th goal of the year. That was a good move for the Capitals, getting a role player like Johan Larsson.
No, it was a smart move. Troy's like, well then, just start throwing hands already. Yeah, I know, right? Just start throwing. Let's see who stands tall here.
It doesn't look like any of the guys. They didn't throw out the 4th line.
Nah. This team's no fun.
I mean, it's not that same team anymore. It's not that.
I get it. It's just, come on. It's 9-2. Have some fun. Break a few knuckles on some faces. Come on, have a good.
I think the referee sent a message with Konechny and Farabee there.
That's a good point. Yeah. The refs don't take no shit no more. The refs used to be like, well.
They really aren't. I've seen games where guys have gotten 10 minutes, like even in the Tampa Bay game the other night. Who was it? It was Patrick Maroon. It might have been the Tampa Bay Toronto game where Patrick Maroon and Wayne Simmons were just talking trash on the bench, and they both got 10-minute misconducts just for talking trash.
Okay,
they're trying to avoid fighting at all costs right now.
That is okay. Well, The chirping is a little bit of a over. Like, come on, guys! Like, they're chirping. Let them chirp. Let them yell. I mean, yeah, I get it. You don't want them to fight, but it's like, just come on. Sometimes they get it all out of their system by
I mean,
chirping.
I'm okay with the referee setting a tone, but you gotta let these guys chirp.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not arguing against that. Just sometimes you go a little too far with that. I can understand wanting to avoid the fight, but
Unless that's what they were talking about.
Well, maybe.
Next time I get out there and we're out there together, I'm dropping them. I'm gonna find you. Unless it was something like that.
Maybe it was something like that where he was gonna start targeting.
It's a possibility there. Carolina, we're getting an update there.
Between the Rangers and them, so 3-1 Carolina, but it looks like
That's
since
essentially
they're
going
showing
to be
the
the final.
Rangers,
Hurricanes are going to win by a score of 4-2.
So, yeah. Well, all right. Carolina's gonna stay front runner.
So yeah, when I was reworking the show criteria, Maddie, I noticed a question you asked there, something about the end of the season, and for Flyers fans, for fans in this area, I don't know if the end of this season can come soon enough for this Flyers team.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm really fucking done with this regular season. I just want the playoffs to be here now because that's when we can just have fun watching the games and have little to no real emotional, personal investment.
Yeah, no, I mean, I trust me, I get it. It's more fun for us that way. But this season has not gone anywhere near what anybody thought this. Like I was so optimistic this team was a conference finals team.
We all were,
and now they're probably going to be picking in the top 10 spot.
Yeah,
probably top 5 spot. Honestly, they're probably going to top 5 pick next year.
Well, hopefully we don't fuck this one up like we did the last one.
I mean, that's still yet to be determined.
Let's see here. Dylan saying 1-0 Kraken. Connor Mackey turns it over in our zone, and that's what happens. Oh, it's all right. It's the Kraken. You guys will probably get that one taken care of. Roska saying Anaheim Ducks 2, Florida Panthers 2 in overtime.
So it took them to overtime.
Yeah, Ted saying NFL 2, they're beating the hell out of each of the guys who are talking smack. You switch sides and see if you quiet the whole game.
And that's the final 9-2.
Well, there we go. Well, I would like to say that this was a great game. It was not. This was a very ugly game from start to finish. Ugly for the Flyers, a beatdown for the Capitals. And, yeah.
And the Capitals never took their foot off the gas either, which is why I expect a little bit more fireworks out of that final 10 minutes there.
Yeah.
And we almost got it. Farabee's little scrum got broken up, so did TK's. But, there's got to be – I kind of get that Washington's trying to send the message there, but let's be real here. They – went out there and ran the score up, and that's something that you don't want to see. And if the Flyers see the Capitals at any other point this year, you're probably going to see some ugliness in the next game. I don't know if they play each other again. I don't think they do.
No, I think this was the last game of the season series. And by the way, this was our second to last live reaction because next week we have a game, and then after that we don't. And then the playoffs get started. So,
do you think we'll ever get a game where they actually win one?
I think this year we saw them win one game, I think, on live reaction, and that was against Calgary. And they won that game in overtime. And that was
right.
Yeah.
That
one time. Every other time was a fucking disaster. Oh, God. And that was so long ago. That was weeks ago, back when there was still some kind of hope that the Flyers could turn this shit around. Boy, that died fast. Anyway.
So a lot of this has died fast.
Yeah.
Hopes, dreams, all kinds of stuff. Oh,
yeah.
God.
Ted saying, I just want the lottery to come and hopefully win it. Any chance you guys do a lottery show? Don't know. We'll have to wait and see when that lottery show rolls around. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. But that'll be after the playoffs, obviously. And, well, actually, no, I think it might be during the playoffs they'll do the draft lottery. But we'll see. We'll see when that comes around. Meanwhile, Troy was saying this was a great game for the other team. And Ted saying 9-2. Jesus. Did Ovechkin score 8 goals? No, he did not. But he did score 1. He scored the first one. And got the ball rolling, and they didn't look back after that. Let's see. Dylan saying, you've had your worst Flyers game in recent memory, and I still remember the Flames 9-0 loss to Boston in 2012. Holy shit. Yeah, that's a pretty bad one. Is it the worst one in Flyers? I actually think the blowout that they had where Ray Emery fought Holtby was even worse. I think the Capitals broke double digits in that game, and the Flyers only had like 2 goals. Yeah. So that was actually even worse. And Don saying, man, what a thrilling game by good Jim Ross. My God. By God. The Jim Ross voice.
Jim Ross would say some other things, but I don't remember the lines that he would used to say.
Good God almighty.
What is it like? Somebody get some help out here.
Well, somebody stop the damn match.
Yeah, that's one of them. That's definitely one of them. What was I going to say? I mean, I remember when, the Ducks lost 12-1 to Iceland.
Yeah, that was a rough game, man.
I'm gonna say a line from the coach's press conference. We'll call it press conference.
Sure.
One word comes to mind when you lose a game 9-2. That word is pathetic.
Yep.
I actually shouldn't say it wasn't really pathetic. They, like I said, they had moments in this game where they looked great, but bounces were just not going their way. They were just not going their way at all tonight. And so many defensive breakdowns tonight for this Flyers team. It's just giving up odd man rushes, leaving Connor Sherry all by himself to just patiently wait out
of the night.
Personally, he just waited out on Marty Jones. It was just not good. It was just not a good effort from this team.
1-1. Kachuk ties it off of a deflection from Hannafin, so that game's all knotted up between the Kraken and the Flames. He says Chris Butler was a -7 that game, worst defenseman in NHL history. God damn, that's a pretty bad stat right there.
-7.
Yeah. Oh, anyway.
No, I'm curious.
Oh, the Flyers only lost 7-0? Oh, okay, in that Emery fight. Hope he deserved that so much. He deserved that beatdown from Emery. That was funny, though, because Emery did tell him and said, man, I don't want to fight. Emery said, well, you might as well, protect your face because you got no choice. Emery just started drilling him. Oh, that's funny. That was funny. Oh, man. So, it's not unheard of for the Capitals to completely destroy the Flyers in a game. It's happened plenty of times in history. How fitting, because when the Capitals first came into the league, the Flyers used to destroy them. Funny how shit happens after 40 years in existence. But anyway, we go to our third period sponsor, or for whatever the fuck that was. And that is Fan Up. If you do love fantasy sports out there and you like to throw some money around, well, Fan Up is the way to go. It's the best way to enjoy fantasy sports. Daily NBA contests, playoffs are coming, and more. And you can win great prizes. And you sign up today and use the promo code A2D for 5,000 bonus points, a $50 value. Just go to fanup.app. Like we said before, use Willie Vegas and Money Pop Podcast. Make yourself some of that cash. You can use it there, and you can use it on BetUS. So there you go. Then you get paid to be a member.
I'm looking at the game flow here, and I want to get the actual box score for this game because now I'm curious. Flyers actually owned that first period, according to the game flow, and they just got smacked the rest of the way.
Okay. And Joe's saying, I went to the playoff game in 2006 when the Sabres eliminated the Flyers in Game 6 by a score of 7-1. Worst game I've ever been to. Yeah, I've been to a couple of blowouts, unfortunately. I went to one 2 years ago with my friend Dana. The Devils blew out the Flyers. I think it was like 6-2 or 6-1. And then another time, ironically, the Flyers were playing the Sharks, and the Sharks fucking just destroyed the Flyers. It was a couple of rough games to go to live. Oh man. But
So, all right. So I got the box score up here. We don't have any -7s, but we have a couple -5s, and it's that third defensive pairing of Connaughton and how do you say how you pronounce his last name? Adard.
yes, the Otter himself. I'm
Um,
going to call him that from now on.
Patrick Brown, Nate Thompson out there giving up 4 goals on 4 goals scoring plays. Farabee out there for 4 scoring plays. Kevin Hayes out there for 4 scoring plays. Ivan Perov out there for 3. Sanheim somehow is a +1. James Van Riemsdyk somehow is a +1. Morgan Frost is a +1.
I mean, Reeves did score both the goals, so I guess all right, sympathy plus on that one.
You give up 9 goals. You just got questions there.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad.
Everybody to be something.
That's really bad. Oh my god. Ted said, I haven't watched a second of G in Florida. It is back to his 2012 form. He's been playing fine. He's been playing on a really solid line. He has a goal and an assist, but he's fine. Yeah, I mean,
tonight,
he's really
tonight was did the Anthony Duclair show.
Yeah. Man, let's be honest here. Giroux was there for depth. You know, it's everybody else's job to be the star. He doesn't have to be. It must be a lot of pressure off of his shoulders on that one.
G actually has an assist tonight too.
Oh, well then there you go. So the former cap of the Flyers adding on to his assist totals and helping the Panthers in this game tonight. Dylan.
So G has in his last 5 games, he has 2 goals and 4 assists.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Nice.
All right,
so there you go.
The bottom of the 9th here, you got the heart of the order coming up. You got Schwarber, JT Realmuto, and Bryce Harper down 2-0. It's time for some last minute heroics. Let's go. Give me something to be happy about tonight.
Somebody. Dylan saying, deserve to win a meter, says the Flyers win 17.7% of the time after 1,000 simulations. Just out of 1,000 simulations. Oh, boy.
1,000,
anyway. Yeah.
Somebody's got a lot of time on their hands.
Yeah, very much. All right. So with that, on to our shootout segment here. And that is brought to you by Specialized Physical Therapy. If you got any aches and pains, Dr. Paul Vidal out in South Jersey, over in Burlington and Cherry Hill, he could take care of. He's got a great crew. Rhinos, they fixed up his shoulder after he had some issues going on with it.
Yeah, they did awesome over there. Definitely go check them out. They just got a couple new people hired there as well. I'm sure if Dr. Paul's hiring them, I'm sure they're amazing at what they do. So Burlington, Cherry Hill, definitely go check them out.
All right. And with that, the shootout segment begins. Bri, you want to start this one out for your player of the week?
I mean, he's not really deserving to be player of the week, but I'm going to take Troy Terry for just his consistency all season long. And he's got 2 goals in his last 2 games, and big goal against the Flyers there, and then he has a goal tonight against the Florida Panthers, really showing that this has been his breakout year. So my hats off to Troy Terry for this week for what he's done.
All right, then. Obviously, Terry has been, he's been the guy. He's been a major part of that Ducks rebuild, and you can understand why. He's got a big, bright future ahead of him, as a lot of those players on the Ducks do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is probably one of the more talented younger teams, and this isn't – I mean, it is my opinion, but I'm not trying to say this is a biased opinion. This is a couple people saying the same thing, that this Anaheim Ducks team is one of the more talented younger teams in the league. It's just a matter of getting them developed. But it's been fun to watch, and watching Terry break out. It just gives me, and then Trevor Zegras breaking 20 goals this year in his second year. I'm all about it. Let's go.
And I'm going to go with my player of the week. I'll go to Austin Matthews. He did break the 50 goals in, I believe it was 51 games, I think it was.
Something like that.
So, yeah, so congrats to him. Obviously, we all know the talent that Austin Matthews is. And just adding on to that legacy already, now if Toronto can get their shit together in the playoffs, maybe they can, start doing some big things and win themselves some major championships and end their long drought without cups and finals appearances. But all the same, congratulations to you, Matthews. There'll be plenty of times he'll be scoring 50 goals. I could see that happening very easily.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Austin Matthews, he's a stud.
Yeah. And Ted saying, I've been on two Flyers games. Crosby game winner in OT his rookie year. Oh, the goal he scored on Niedermacky where he got the root canal from Hatcher. And then next game, we swept Pittsburgh that season, Berube, and we beat them in OT. I remember that. That was when, for some reason, Pittsburgh could not play against the Flyers during that time. There was like a good 2-3 years there where the Flyers owned the shit out of the Penguins. And then they proceeded to get owned by the Penguins in return. There you go. That's how the Battle of Pennsylvania works, folks. Let's see. Rosca saying Austin Matthews to the Coyotes in the near future.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
You're more likely to get JVR during this offseason.
Yeah. All right, then. So that's our player of the week. On to our game of the week. Bri, what you got for me?
This Western Conference has been ridiculous all season long.
Strikeout.
Stop spoiling.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was ahead of you in this one. You were ahead of me all night long. So there you go.
I'm like literally just a second behind you.
All right, I won't say anything. Go.
So I got 4 teams to watch. One game specifically. Keep your eye on the Vegas Golden Knights, the Dallas Stars, Nashville Predators, and LA Kings, as they are all within 2 points of each other in the wild card / division in the Western Conference. More specifically, though, the one game I want to highlight is the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Calgary Flames on Thursday. This is a huge game for the Vegas Golden Knights, especially since I think Dallas is playing Minnesota that day, Nashville is playing Edmonton that day, and it looks like the Kings are off. But an opportunity for Vegas to gain some ground, and it's also a very big opportunity for Calgary to keep that door shut. So Thursday's hockey games, for the most part, keep an eye out for Vegas and Calgary, Minnesota and Dallas, Edmonton and Nashville. There's going to be 3 big games for those 3 teams here that are within 2 points of being a team on the outside looking in, like Vegas is right now.
Nice. And as for my game of the week, last week on April 9th, Edmonton versus Colorado. Really fun game. Just back and forth. These 2 teams were relentless on each other. It was a playoff game in the regular season. It was nice to see two of the tough teams in the West, just going at it. And it ended in a shootout, and I believe, did Edmonton win that game? No, I think it was Colorado who won that game. I forget who won it in a shootout. All I know is it did end in a shootout. Anyway, point is, great game. Go back and check it out. It was a really fun game that day. All right. And on to our hot take of the week to wrap this thing up.
Vegas loses out. They don't make the playoffs.
All right.
Get through.
Yeah, I was going to say, it did wind up doing that. So good hit there. Phil's got a guy
great
on
first.
first.
Boxer JT.
Yeah. So runner on first. Time run at the bat. So there you go.
That's going to be my hot take. I know. I think I initially had Vegas in the Western Conference Finals when we're doing all our preseason stuff. Oddly enough, I don't think anybody saw Vegas having the issues that they're having this year.
Nope.
But that's my hot take. I think Vegas loses out on the playoff spot.
Do you think that this is I would have to think that we would be in agreement that this is self-inflicted on Vegas. Like they started mucking around a little bit with their player movement, and then injuries also happened to them.
Well, I
And
think
it
it's
just
more injuries than that. I mean, they're still a very good team. They've been dealing with a lot of injuries. Not having Mark Stone on the ice has really hurt this team. I think a lot of their issues are special team issues as well. Obviously, that power play was not clicking at all this year. Bryce, what are you swinging at?
yeah, I saw that. That was
Come on,
really
dude.
bad. Oh.
But yeah, I mean, they're even before Mark Stone went out. The Vegas power play has just been brutal all season long, and that's something they have to fix. But yeah, I think it's more injuries than anything.
Bryce is really trying to just smack this ball out of the park because he just swung and
He is. He
whiffed
needs to chill. He needs to get back to his swing. You can usually tell when he's overswinging. When he overswings, he doesn't. I mean, his swing isn't as violent as it used to be. But he needs to put the ball in play.
My hot take of the week, I will say that Toronto will get out of the first round this year. That's a hot take. You know why that's a hot take? Because they haven't done it yet.
Well, again, this is a team that's struggled defensively for the last couple of years. I mean, yeah, the offense is there, but it does you no good if you can't stop the puck. But like I've been saying all season long, this is a different Toronto team. They're much improved on the defensive end, and I think they got better at the trade deadline, especially acquiring a guy like Mark Giordano. That's going to help. Right. That's going to help the defensive core, and Jack Campbell's been good all season long. And then he's got Mrazek backing him up. Come on now, that's a great goalie tandem right there.
Ooh. Swing and a miss. Oh, that's heartbreaking right there. I know it's not over, but ugh.
Mets fans are acting like they're about to win the World Series there. Come on.
Well,
I'm in the home on the road stadium.
And Ted saying Vegas didn't sign the center they got from Buffalo to extension either. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Eichel? No, Eichel's not. Is he? No,
yeah, the center from Buffalo.
That was Eichel, right?
It was Eichel. They don't need to sign him to extension.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Ted's saying the Greek kid at base. He's talking about the Phils.
All right, come on, Nick.
Oh,
but like I said, I don't think this is going to be.
Oh,
okay.
Not over yet. That was
great effort by JT to beat out that ground ball. Great effort by Lindor as well. That was a great play.
That was even better though from JT there getting to second base.
Right, who's up? Reese. Reese is up now. Great effort by Lindor. You can't even fault him for that. Like that was a great play.
That was
just hustled that out. Great job by Real Muto.
Ooh, all right.
That was not the best throw, but I mean, any way you look at it, JT beat him to the bag. So even if that was a good beat, that's a tough throw to make. I'm not worried about the homer there, Todd. I agree with you with you, Ted, but let's just put the ball in play here.
Well, hold on. Is Ted ahead of us? That's what I'm wondering.
No, he's saying a home run, we win.
Oh, okay. Okay. He's saying that because of the situation. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you.
Okay. All right. 1-0. 1-0 count here.
Anthony's saying the Mets win. This game is over.
I think he's saying that because Rhys Hoskins is up. And I don't necessarily know if I disagree with him.
Ooh.
And I doubt anybody's ahead of us because this is a network game.
That's a good point.
Ooh. Or at least that far ahead, anyway.
Yeah, that
They can't catch up to the fastball tonight. They haven't been able to catch up to the fastball with any of the pitchers they've seen today. He wishes that he was that ahead.
yeah.
I kind of do too.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is.
man.
He went
Is he
fishing on
throwing a
that one.
cutter? Was he throwing at 90 miles an hour? Is that his two-seamer? I don't know what he's throwing there.
Troy's like, come on. He's getting frustrated on that one.
I mean, that was a pitch it was low and down the heart of the plate. Reese could have easily put that. I mean, they're playing a no doubles defense, but I mean, yeah, it could be a slider. But I just think traditionally sliders don't really hit 90.
Troy was saying a slider.
I wish they used to show you what they were throwing, but they don't show you anymore.
It's weird. I don't know why. See, they don't even show the graphics for when the Flyers play of who's the starting goalie. It's like, I mean, normally you know who is, but at the same time, it's like, well, why don't you? It's just weird things have been taken away from the broadcasts on NBCS, Philadelphia for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, this is on MLB Network, so
I'm watching on the NBCS.
that's probably why you're a little ahead.
That might be the reason why. Yeah.
And like I said, you're not far ahead. You're ahead by that much. Literally, you said what's his name struck out, and it literally happened like a second later. Speaking of strikeout, what the hell?
Just like the Flyers goalies can't keep up with the cap shots. Yeah, well,
They were too over aggressive. They were too over aggressive in their plate appearance today. They weren't sitting back and. I mean, their biggest thing is they couldn't catch up to the fastball tonight, period.
Well, rough night for Philadelphia fans all around. The Flyers obviously not going to do anything this year, and they didn't do all that well tonight. And unfortunately, the Mets get the win here. 2-0, the final score at the end of 9 innings.
I mean, before we jump off here, I'm just going to say Mets pitching was phenomenal tonight. McGill threw a gem. You know, he's kept all the Phillies hitters off balance, and Phillies didn't adjust to the approaches. And like I said, his fastball, they just couldn't catch up to it. But we got the afternoon game tomorrow at 1:05, and you got Scherzer versus Nola. This should be a low-scoring affair, like it was tonight. Hopefully, a little bit warmer, so we can see a little bit more. Hopefully, see some more hits. Get some balls flying out of the ballpark tomorrow. But yeah, good win there. Good win.
Yep. Anthony saying, how about those Mets? Good win. All right. So for us, that's pretty much it for us tonight here on the Hockey Happy Hour, even though we did finish up the Phillies game with everybody here. But to be honest with you, it was actually way more exciting to watch that game conclude than the Flyers one. That's for damn sure. Anyway, we thank everybody out there for joining us once again. Our sponsor for today's show, as always, is Manscaped. Unlock your confidence today, gentlemen, because what do the ladies not like?
Junk funk.
Yep. Get rid of that shit. And on top of it as well, they are trying to bring awareness to testicular cancer. So, give them a look and use the promo code A2D to get 20% off, free shipping with the code as well. And throw away your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life. Get that confidence going. On the other hand, as well, if you wish to support A2D as well as our show and all the shows, where can the fans go to get some of their merch?
Well, you can get great shirts like this one over at phillydrinkers.com and all kinds of great T-shirts, novel T-shirts, Thrust the Process, all kinds of other great ones. We got the Garden Minshew shirt, the Great Eagle shirt like this, and all kinds of other great stuff over there at phillydrinkers.com. It's Philly Drinkers LLC. Go check them out. Alex will take real good care of you over there.
Absolutely. So we thank you, everybody, for tuning in once again for our live reactions to whatever the fuck that was from the Flyers. And
what's up, Tom?
hey, what's up, Tom? Yeah, sorry, man. We're about ready to say goodnight. But hey, we thank you for chiming in. As we thank everybody else. Don, thank you very much. He also says ladies don't like crabs. I'm sure they don't. But
You don't mind them if they're the one giving. I really don't know if that's true, but it sounded good in my head.
We'll go with it. All right, we thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for another edition of the Hockey Happy Hour. Next week, we will have our final live reaction for the season. Finally, we can say goodbye to this fucking regular season. And it'll be against the Toronto Maple Leafs. How interesting. It'll be against Austin Matthews and his Maple Leafs. And they'll be in the Air Canada Center to finish it up. It won't be the last week of the season, but the final week, we don't have a live reaction for you guys. So that'll be next week. So we'll see you guys then. Until then, peace and love, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you guys next week.
Be excellent.